na apese fadia sabi yenye nyankopon eti yeni ntimi hunu oman ne ntwe no mba biara e ma ne ntimi nyi babi wa bi besie bia ye hunu nti na security services bia wo man bia mu no Kwabena one the intel any informations and adwuma. So we have informants and people who will come and give information to you every now and then. Sabi, baby, I say every day, every single day, the beer economy biara, and I did that mama be a wamaho. Unya intel, I can be. Yaba, a baby fubi, my hund, the aqua say, where you see her, where you say her, where you say her. And then the also take you home steps and we take steps about it. Okay? But say, over catch them say, flight be day. Also, what's as well to say? We intel, they cause an intel. I say, flight to the cooking by Ghana. No problem. I'm say, can they say to me, Junakon can say, okay, no baby, I would do be able to see a chinwa. Yedi can Yamana say that in the Japanese, I but now to bear me in somewhere and the chin Nigeria and Ghana. About that chin, no come as I come as an agent now. It's more busy as I make say. A dining baby and won't dim biara. We will take every legal proceedings or processes to see it. Yeah, from my view. Or them, he's still going to court and come. So what I say? It will cast, I say, Bibi says, see. Dear, you better expect if you want to say what they are done said at Tadahumba. And no pono, say, wouldn't you deny me the way ya? Won't try dance any dean or bedroom, some pennies are on to bedroom or to this year. It's a woman the way pa. Come on, you crash a car fashion. Because some of your cannon was in Zian and your mind compares and was something near. Ye national security issue. Sango for the Chesapeake show me catch you, say, I'm pa. The Kwabena be much you more. Would you two gun? One from 100. Don't just send boy young to the Kwabena. Would the sick? Said the baby Nipana come home be near when you're much you. It's not even done besides him. Say, Swam pass a young crofobin the bed cocaine. No, at the free plane, you would call Mufi. I could go. It's what time they will show one day with Chaman saying, what the cocaine was just trying to say much wrong. This is common sense. To my common sense, and then will say, you haven't exposed such information at the end of they will escape. But who are crowds to say, yes, we're investigating the what you want. Medi police kakre sa sam tu obi a wo na aba mama ne ese asomati ayami ABCD ti based on won krobo na a odi kan be boche police for ne fa complaint na ya refer no to an investigator na investigator na asa fra one biam to come and give him your statement based on your statement no ubo twumudin ubo chibani din ubo Kwabena bi ansa din ne ya gina sa fra ke bi ansa be to ba ya dance ni Hibani bet match ama yakotichum. Ne ye gina so frefre sango for ni nara. Sa na ye adwuma no. So se investigation ro kan so te ase a ekwen fa so ye no. So now me bisa. Why na abo ndin go hunsem na kan ni na. A pese ye friend investigating. Ye friend say. Na ase ni pa na ye den. Owo hefa. What role did the person play? On a conference kan. And I want to take a call. Why are give us tangible and reasonable answers to these questions, and based on that, we can act. Now, question Mukasi, what I'm for Talawaso. Yes, in SC, Pima Meshe, Evana Fino, as Mediteo. I'm going to be no deal. I'm going to be no deal. And the president Mama can with an annotation. So could you go? You have a bit of a Sag and Kwabena only a debut from my family. We are in for business. We are here to work. And you did them intimate. We came to work. And I can assure you, sir, Narcotics Control Commission there. Under the leadership of Brigadier General Manti. And the two deputies, I may come. Yeah. I may come. All right, forget. We are the army, they may put you about it. And Koyebi, the child, they are Unyamwa. But you buy ye, your principal about the city, but you are Amagana for it. And indeed, we bring it to the Ghanaians.
No, but I think Ghanaians also are more interested in personalities behind these crimes.
Oh, na say biya na ma try say for instance Nigeria and India chi ne cocaine worth over $2 million.
Wow.
Say na ma body your friend is him mouse or something maybe or Igbo name. Actually, you had never person who you fancy. Yachi another British national corner so not the cannabis is problem thing every do Ghana yachi. What them cannabis like what can it be a we?
Oh.
Yachi no what them oba.
Really?
The other cases, I mean the cases upon cases. I yachi. What I say? Yeah, the money here. One more yachi, one more turn red in England, but I know just about 2 years ago.
Sir red
yes, my team be more call.
Sir red free.
Who's here free?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tramadol a permitted drug.
Yeah.
But the permitted milligram no a 50 and 100.
Yeah. Anything
above that it's not
based
permitted.
On doctor's prescription or you can buy it yourself.
No. It's a painkiller. Tramadol is a painkiller.
Yes.
See them tell me guys a 50 and 100 no. Doctor be better train myself will be everyone so be walk to listen. Na pain no want me sustain it a year in the consequence. Such a person needs a serious painkiller to be able to cure it. So what does it? No. What when your doctor be about my chance be done to say a year 15 be amount. So what does it? Say ko talk econom na pain nko and tiamra bia. Name mum anything beyond 100. Ya becho. Ya makwan. It's ya what 225 near 250. And only read now on body.
Oh.
But there any kind of honey.
Opium na
good. Now no there say one say one more air tone any one more yen. We no say bon no yint. Wo ba kire no wo company Accra FM wo. Ni mo no so atire ho say made in Accra.
I see.
Tinani ye kwache ba ko 40 feet container e wo Tamaport. Ye mna ntende chi 40 feet container. Wasi e ko Nigeria. Ni ye say mane ko Nigeria ni mpukura na asafa kwati kwan so e
be Nigeria de enya nipa ne.
Enya nipa ne go. Ani ya kire no ani ye je container. Enyina si go. Ye bi yesu no adaka ma. Anasa container ma. Baba we adaka ba ko bi yesu na obi yesu a. Red ya na sase mu saa bebre. O ko fa na obi enwa sanka apple mi phone anya bi a ofa na obi enwa wo ko kire ba mu nipa ko oye phone. Baba on dey ofa na say actually made in India. Na India kakraka ya da hoi. Baba Ghana kwara se so na India. Ni actually say made in India keke. Yapon.
Actually, ade na ya boys na e serious.
Enti o mo se de hu adebiem se de asre na ni ka wo ho no se. Enye ne sere pese but the interesting part is one more ton don. Eni che wo ton de bon nti they don't display it on counter.
A underground.
A bag mu ete baabi. To wo ba na wo yi di abro. Nti ye intel no be lead into a place in Western North region. Ti ye nya intel na certify e bibia hu say genuine. Yes, my team from here. Your tactical team straight no movie Western North and they brought them 2 people comes to the appending court.
Are they boys name who?
Yeah, send it in a near abbreviation and every now and then we pick in intelligence. You will be a young woman person to do.
Oh yeah.
You will be a young woman in other regions. You best strike one now one after the other. Even this afternoon I assigned or I approved another intel exercise on the same red year in another region.
The boys know you.
Okay, before some by her, no last name Ansah neighbor. So we are working. It's here and the castle upon Sabit Fraction, we queen who had money in action. Nanka Benyan could be Sabit Fraction Cabasabon could be was a year to send my bonny susa. Pamo. Now, so no one no one will be our own Nagimasa only maybe a deal or not to all kinds of way anymore at the with the mindset to say, or can you good Muhammad Naban? As we are comfortable not to Krumon as and Consequumbo, one Tiabon Timon at Tigana. So, mind about what him be.
But then the council, you know, they don't care.
Oh, no
politician.
No, you will care. You see, that the point for you to care, Baba. To I won't say, at some point, on one of them was a bit of a within him. Go and watch the video in the field.
Yeah.
So with the Americans get it. Extra was on Mr. Wood. That posture alone tell us or confirm that we say we didn't. So just keep quiet.
Mama unia Kwaba former deputy national organizer Ora Chibani and one and say national deputy national campaign coordinator, right? Yes. All right. So Ora Chibani Mira Akwaba. Oh, you didn't come out, but Namin said yes, limited time. So when we are anyway, listen, Akaba. Hey, okay, Pato, my hands on yeah, Metonka. Now, I don't know, so I join here. But, Chief, quick one on Niama, Yenia, and minimum so follow story, no, Shasia. What follows today? What do you think about this story?
Well, I mean, that's in a chair on your chief. And the producers are on the Muddy, and Mama Basso.
I mean,
Mr. Matilda Kaka Cranache.
I check.
Our free Baba.
Yeah. Now, when I'm here, I'm calling the Yakakrebi.
I'm a tear in Comoya, Vinia, Council, and the Uji. Now, Niquanswan. You see, I don't know, but every year now, with time now. And you may be crowd while Tiasi or Tiasi.
Yeah.
But, say no, Ancasano, I say, what I see is some group of people want to take a certain trend, so politics, can be to do this, and they are then, and no, say, we are come, yes, center stage now, yeah, Casa, but you know, say, in this politics, there is a key game being a lady. But sometimes, you know, I am a referee, which is agenda setting. And to be honest with you, when you called me to come, now, if you think you're now, baby, I do DNA. Come in,
and no one here in a way in some way.
To be honest with you, I am who they make about the only a futu kakra or what is it? Council comrade official and to say me pure be na me na oh be na me chia na onam kwam so am say that because they say on antisa because he say no me na me ona wo be kama my head ama me mati e am wo be chia mo fante
mati
na mo china Ghana fo nye nije sentini say ye wo senti binti a constitution in this office other offices and security and when you buy a young member defo bia na se bi umbe tu from angu na ya fa kwan bi so e dia ye eyi na Kwabena si chira be frame na I heard say Dana security operatives no ekoya arrest no I think I listened to senior comrade Nilante and he's a former MP. So I think said the all can only what checking now cancel. And
it has not been challenged. Yeah.
Say patrol say or the neighbor partner bisa. Hey guys will say assembly pony I can I could room members who say okay saying there was here na baby you could see here no. O can say busi baby I chichira bo no.
I understand.
So baby you could see here no. We have to go back there for everybody to know say this is where we are going.
Yeah.
Ya brepa na Ghana for say mo meni e ti say u ba be ni a unya de ugina park na or send your man no say na mo
o to abo park
because the generation human here na you can say kamene e kasa na wo ne wa get ya
no
baby ya chichi bibi ato ho ne eja ho ama kina ma so abeka say yesu e ba he de e be ye ni na mistakes baby o kaka say bi o so first na ye nim Oazumi office no. There are certain things and in fact maybe your team bench crana no office say but we who say net here. The nature of the work in Tikasa and be why there.
Who found the market? Now, when I can make confirm for you, I can make a bullet about them. I can just get you.
Now you are not at the same position.
But say what do you mean Canada does Canada?
People be shiana so biba no chia na one can say good morning say and hello say no chia no say chalia. I just say chalia no ni nipa no. And to him the team. Your best. They have a lot of work to do as opposition. No more organizers and no more. They gave me Yanis Gaza. Who do be Casa will be also. And hey, the last time I was following your country, and there was like there was an arrest in the bus, and let me say, oh, those are fake news. But that is what somebody's reading. And that's our agenda, no way. That
is the danger.
Na papa na ye na just ordinary same no dey. And you know the people are running show museum no zoom bisa questions. And I heard something nice say you be bibia cry be in life.
Okay.
If there is any kind of investigation on this matter.
On this matter, right?
God rabo no call TV soon na no check flight 2 na. Nanka mi nim crash or you good or landing this and you know all the tricks in the flight business. Now some years corner.
Now, onya, my kind of prebu. So flight be free point A, echo point B. No some banner to point A. Is that a crime?
That be.
Anytime said the Emirates, here is a crime. Of Dubai, or Ghana. From Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire, come back to Ghana again before you go back to Cote d'Ivoire. To Dubai.
Lawyer too, when you say or software and Kameka say be a name side trading.
I mean,
because you say software.
I don't believe Crasso is software.
Oh, sir.
No.
And Kameka so name trading because so the boat you must suspect is a play be a back to be a cause.
What is wrong with that?
I didn't crofubia now why you
but
and now
I don't get it. My background because in 2024 I think April 24th or so Omo interdicted Ghana Airport Company Limited NIPA 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm dealing drugs. I'm the honor
2024.
Yeah, no more power no. Okay. So when I read that story today, it gives me an impression like in Team 4 I think owning BB.
He has a clue. Maybe
or the business and
know something we don't know. Yeah.
And I don't know whether I said on not working. Council senior man will occupy PSO officer and any tuja. So maybe they decided to run to the public to just come and smear the NDC. Because if say would be the Ghana Airport Company.
No, but it's an agenda.
Yeah, drug business, no. Then which means where he's coming from, probably he knows something.
Also, Becca. Nagana phone you so you heard no nasi bisano na wanya sempapa bianka. Because
but when say been man say last tape here boy say sorry. Last tape here boy from City FM. You saw the way the guy was dissecting the issue. I could do something maybe I could do maybe yeah. What I say? Look at the way I know see dissecting issues. That is what you call logical reasoning. Say if you know. And yet the other people banner for big man one work awesome. So he breaks the matter to the barest minimum.
And you can't say no the critical thinking
exactly.
It's no more there.
What I say? And no necessarily would the and until benefit say basic panic couldn't happen. Get the banyan sending the tassy. It doesn't mean as a phone because me and Nessa. We are Jimmy for whom that. Yes, a phone call belongs away a basic by. We couldn't have by. As some way about our banty, we not a number of game. One year and Senia, we bet yes and then be mouse will be this. What is it? What can someone Zorga? Because you'll be picking it from your stomach point of view, but not from here. Or find it from here, where they're not I could do them break the issue down. No, Mr. See, $350 million.
If you are not in the street value.
So when there's 10 billion, billion.
Anyway, but quick one. So this issue about a subject matter they're dealing with. But propaganda machinery noir MPP has sought that yes, we 120 days. But you remember a memo afternoon. and the reaction from the other side. But it seems like now that is the agenda. We will lie. And now who am on Facebook said they would intro power no. Yes, you be intro and how much of machine is so I don't know whether this to follow that pattern. Yeah, or more
Kwabena, I'm in chatty for na min chairman and mabedafo. Na yama nyina ho so akwaba.
Yeah, eja.
From a very long break. I'm say break na boa. Opposition in government. Anyway, so I think, sir, for a very long time, me imagine, sir, as we may discuss. I have some very special reasons, and to me family focus on call, except that I have put in a few commentaries, but not to really discuss the subject matter, because I know the MPP from how it was birthed and how it has grown and how very destructive it has been to this country. And you know, when I see things like this, I take my time and see how it will trend. But I've realized that Nkofo Bebre and Shedem MPP ni ye. And until I'm taking my time to discuss it properly for the first time. Kwabena, this whole thing is a cock and bull story that was cooked, aiming at only one thing: to divert the attention of the Ghanaian people from happenings that were against the party, MPP. They began from say Yanko Chejan to PZ, MPP before the question, MPP before the question. They began from time there are histories that I wouldn't want to go there, because I don't like to discuss things that I wasn't there and I was told. No, I don't like it.
But the SC
me aware me kai was debi President Kufuor wa bemu somewhere 2006 2007 na yewa asembia bagidi na emperifo ho bom. I wouldn't want to be very detailed. Now Kofi Dwuma decided to use Adebi to divert Ghanaians' attention from Adiana Ekoswa Sebi of Akufo ho bom we asem wom obi a ho asem abem ama ban na gidin bone
so and the thing.
Then Kofi Dwuma yete wa wo se ebo kakra ka bi firi wiem eba na sa bo no se behwe fom Ghana fo nyina bewu.
Kofi Dwuma na yes.
Oh yes, na wo se omde news okra ka bi that time now Hello FM. Kofi Dwuma cooked this whole thing. I don't know.
But Kofi Dwuma.
Munyina mo ka bi odi news. A born is just and it was.
Thank you for coming.
It was generated from a government institution. Na was say obi ade news. Kwabena, diversion and a diversionary tactics are MPP for use was because they declined. And your man air coso ewo abaya abemu we are Korea de Yakochino Obi and I we are Kofa we Yachino. Dear a bayana a very dominant. Omo say enimguase ne so na Ghana from front omo da eye ade a na eye electrical cables a ECG ekokraba o my way mu yeah cables no Kwabena eye afenyo marking mati opoku prempe na po wonum ene omu nua kuma dubik miami nua dubik ene omu hu bo mu eno mo na won ko crack cables aba no omo asaye cables no alomi eno mo utwa ni seliwa e de ma China for asam ne ba ya no o ma hu se we die ye kura ya penso rural electrification project ana wo se ye no ya nkwa akoye ama enkurase bebre ni kanea enuama ye kofa ase ye de ba be boa ma o mo so anya kanea ni bi no sa nyama ya sa ye ni seliwa aton adi scan bi aye campaign Kwabena say nyesa electrical cable na napo ni ka pre napo no oje dama e na etusre napo no ni ka pre napo o ka pre anko kwaji aban scholarship so dey go school napo no ni ka pre ehun fa na napo nya access kana onama na ode bo ne bo say enu over $30 million inti no omu make sure so be ne running mate no.
I see.
Yes, cables no scan no ehon na ewo ewo napo ho ewo akwai afenyo marking ho amu na wi aye
you go afenyo marking
yes enu ntino who say dubi ka ba bonten a he is communicating but he is not communicating well. He is trying to point an accusing finger at those who stole or who dubiously took the cables from the port, but he is not able to be blunt like I would have been. I don't know, say media me free on na she see ye. E teacher so person tell say we free hono why na e boche. Why na e minister.
I see.
E to Kwabena no ni napo. Dubik no ni napo kon. E to Kwabena because I'm very privy to a lot of ntokwa no makon.
I see.
In one instance ntokwa mo kon no napo ni say or platform no so no didi na tem e no hu ye no ko resign.
So but the issue was not about Asante Bedietu.
Oh, Bedietu de any de any ba, Bedietu ba. And all crack cables no. Ah, Bedietu ne ba, and a crack cables no, e fakese na Bedietu ba ne cry. And you know, a diversionary. Omo hu say, cables na sam ne ba no, ye ni mu be gua senya na fo be twe abo so no. Ane fodwo wo na wagimie una wanim se konto ko ne kodim tro na Ghana fo nyina adwen koso se koken de o mte a o ye be hye o koken be se ye ma enti na esa na tie di a koka na di ntro no ye ni animonyam ba wo de wo de title bi a Ghana fo busa title no se osofo title no enti kwa na fa wanim kwaje ano koye eno okodi santro no Kwabena na se bi me be kasa anya wo na wo okoyi ma no wo na wo obeyi ma no e ho na meni aban so anya adwen da otuma se
yeah
obi na akodi ntro ato aban so fine aban wo to me so obetimi abegina kasa oh asema kwa ne kan anya no kure but odi don't hasten to even grant or put anything out. What can I say? Oh, aban you interested? They said the John Mahama ye no. Eti openi a wedding Troy. You interested in Tro na woodie no. Na sabi hu na utu mre no. Bra na betre ye sia na mre ni siso a utu ye.
Nti on till so baba betre ne de.
Wa uni anu ye.
Obi antre ne ba bi.
Uni anu ye. Wo aban no. Wo de fa ne say sabi e krase waka no hwe ye. Wo wanu ye ne sen. Wanu ye a wo ba begina badwa maka che me say wo Felix. Wo be ka che me say wedding Tro no. Enya no na me pa tie. Mani na kire esie kura wo tu mre ni wo so. Ahonum na makotew no ebeba mu. Na ma yire ne pampe na begina Ghana fo anim. Opani microphones yi nyina eti media fo nyina momra. Opani say bebre a wo tu mre no esie kura wo tu no so. Na ye nyina ye ntie. Because ko Kenya de papa.
But you see, but you see, the other side of the issue is that said yeah, okay, I mean, we so senior chief Bani Akano. I don't think they decided say or about the cancer NDC government and your healthy conversation.
No,
they decided say yeah, but
yes, diversionary.
So maybe I meet you. Who's a Jumano?
Yeah, but I think you know man Felix
yes.
Oh yes.
But that thing has prolonged the conversation. Very needless conversation. And it's diverted. They have succeeded. in diverting our attention from the Kwabena Irano. That was their plan. It is how bother me. That's a me piano pia. That's how my mate me beat you nam do koset. Why you know me kwakwa. Oh, that is where I think say I was say obia ye be fa na bam na wo so kosua da me to first. No, politics is a game of the wise.
Anyway.
It's a game of the wise and fools are playing. It's like no, you can't be in politics. So I buy goofed and I give it to them, they have goofed. Because nipa no no say aeroplane bi e di kokin aba. Me boa. Me pacho Felix Otwi aeroplane. Aeroplane e jo mama dia. Wo de any say obebo yen. O man no e ho ban me boa. They say no wo pese o che say wo ye holy adanda. I want to mean you are my idea.
So,
but
when this me I mean for evidence, ma.
Yes.
But I know by just to say.
Yes. Just because or percent or divert your attention from Kebua or no minority, micro, minute minority, no leader no akwa wia. Oh, there be. Say no. They are more pen omanya. Ebiane see ati ya. E ka osanki yan discuss Kebula. O mako wia.
The agenda set.
Yes.
Agenda setting. Yeah.
What do I say? Cables now mako wia na afa no mako no mako wia cables no. O ma divert your attention from that cables no mako wia no. And you discuss
National Signal Bureau.
Yes.
What do
I say? So everybody has said, who said, they have succeeded in diverting our attention from it.
You believe, sir? Idea Betiama in team for your ideas idea. Now, Professor Adai, formerly of Gimpa,
yes,
MPP Adai,
yes,
Ababa ye interview a car say, your mama first 100 days who be that.
Yes.
Who achievements had
yes
the one you know
yes
and you might so that was where I say your conversation
exactly
I get to you for your
because you see the first time every new government what do what can you a free will first 100 to 200 days say who lose track and grips on the first 100 and 200 days now. Maybe a marketer. I believe in a quarter report business. What must I say? So, the first quarter, no. Who holding a year now to me, you to 2 your man in a year. What done about? So, one wants some year to say the Akufa do year now. What tiny shots here? No. Oh, Pafanya me bra, Obian few. So that's where Oman who said, John Mahama, after having gone home and learned the lessons say no
or go too fast
it's the day near beya ebema Ghana for crowd lose track on their abine especially when abine focus any Ghana for a desires pepe to the extent say Kwabena ya kwachi will be a onu atimi akọ wiasika atimi akoto dan makoma 27 at a go Ghana for were like, wow. It's next guy when you know what I'm begging e levy. Wabra John Mama say ko e levy mu. Any sanity I am fan some twaba na so. Na fei Ghana for attention e wo aban ne neoma pa wo ye ne so nyina no ye free ho. Ne ye ko discuss ade ye cocaine na Kwabena. Sebi nka pese o discuss cocaine kura Kwabena. Aban be pa na wo wiase we mu a the same name and your cocaine apart from MPP.
Ansah.
Former president one cocaine money when I see will be a one cocaine or him crying no crown want feeling.
Oh, we had a boy discuss.
Will be a no not that be on about me way. I did Ben a channel. No, to be Jabba or me, I want to discuss cocaine or Ghana.
No, but
Jimmy Dawson.
They know their track record, but they know J can too much. So then they needed to pull brakes.
MPP, I discuss cocaine. I was Ghana.
Any money laundry.
Money laundering. Who discuss cocaine? What be your friend is saying Raymond Mankwa. Historically, Obianu away cocaine business or Ghana. Where there is no chambers, law chambers, deal cocaine business. I check for the chambers. There is none. We back cocaine wa Ghana ha. Wabra opemu no campaign no. Bourgeoisie is not tiase. No nguye.
Thank you.
So for Jimmy.
I thought we were discussing. But Harun.
Anyway.
Harun, quick one on this agenda setting. To smear JM, to smear the NDC.
Kwabena, before he comes in, just to buttress on your agenda setting. Do you know, say, please do it. Let me say, yes, it's a funu and crack room.
Oh, yeah.
And yet, Sebi, a grovoa. Omoko, Sebi, well, naturally, so nam no will not down. Yes, it's a funu. A work room.
Not only the bank of every free.
A special agenda, say,
only say funu, only say, if you and you're gonna vote. Yes, if
what tones on
family sent me identify ambulance cost if no my ice block if no ice block no didn't be good yeah some side yes
no but I think it's honor yes sir. The current NDC administration is who the kind of opposition they are dealing with, because you dealt with them in 2008.
We should know by now.
Yes, me now.
No, NDC doesn't seem to have learned much.
No, it's quite early.
Yes,
it's not supposed to be early. You should know the MPP by their deeds.
Yeah,
that we know.
But by now, the
Ghanaians know. But the problem with NDC is they take so much chances and being complacent, and a lot of times dealing with your enemy.
But taking lessons because we the NDC in him.
Matthias.
It is always a mature. I'm getting pointer. Bibi, na me fi say.
Matthias, mami chair for senior lister. Say yes, share check. Na resetting no account. Miss me bomb say resetting and becoming na honorable one so yes, share check. Honorable last year we see me from honorable one Michao
honorable chief honorable Bobie
last week na you discussing the same issue. Na many omwana you discussing the same issue. Na me catch almost say it's like NPP frustrations has affected their sense of reasoning very early. And I have sometimes minimum more NPP me respect and they are in high positions. This people like Tim Fojo is leading senses me respect it appears at least I should be independent minded. I shouldn't definitely depend on Agiana Mikase ombetumi omumum ombetuma etumi for. You see, NDC has won elections not because of their might, the Biamikadi. And not because their Ghanaians bought into so much of their manifesto. We were suffering under a dictatorship. No amount of lies can change because we have just gained independence. What do I say? So you're gaining independence. People are still jubilating. And nothing can change that perception of independence yeji. So anybody at this point who try to set agenda, Ghanaians will not understand, because already NDC have decided to set an agenda of resetting. So if somebody has set an agenda to reset, what at all can you do to make that person think, say, near NDC Bayano and Yadipa? Look, according to our Criminal and Offences Act 28, 1960, it is clear who and how we should deal with people who decide, say, or more be destabilizing the economy by false pretense or by creating fear and panic. The laws are there in our constitution. So, when this same party called NPP members touting themselves as lawyers and they fail to understand, say, for which reason that act should deal with the person, it's clear in our constitution. Now, until Fojo, I was discussing same issue and I said, so he's just been used to gain some level of publicity. That's all. Because look, if anybody in this country would not be scandalized by this act, then we are not a Ghanaian. Because this is the only country all of us belong to. Ghana is the only country. And coming from a cocaine regime, a dictatorship regime, to the extent that even when you are about to expose crime in that regime, and these same people want Ghanaians to believe, say, they have this country at heart. And if you have this country at heart, in the history of this country, nobody or no political party has ever been defeated such humiliation this way. The way you humiliate NPP, I'm not sure any political party have undergone this particular defeat, this type of defeat before. Senior, Anamiboa. In over 1.5 million, getting to 2 million. And for now, Anka many NPP for I would have been kind of silent to observe how then I can learn to recapture power somewhere 30 years to come.
No, but so uncle quiet is the kind of speed JM Aircono. Any 38 no about 28.
You see,
the agenda any never can also they say was not PF Roma Bigna Kwemu. Yabeka cannot to form the BCBS.
The problem we have, Nise, we say whistleblowers. So if you are a whistleblower, that comes with certain responsibility. Say, if you are able to whistle, make sure, say, you are able to help unravel that particular mystery. Because I'm not sure. But that's why we say agenda setting. Now, who set an agenda and you are a backfire? What happens to you? Your agenda is misfired, backfired. So what happens? You are supposed to come out and apologize honorably, so that people will understand. Say, what Niamika yano, and now I was misled. The same your boss Nana Akufo-Addo said he was misled. How much you, so-called Reverend Minister, on call church that Oti I'm crying. Meaning say every weekend or because and yeah I'm crying Reverend. And the church no one as simple.
Is it a church?
But it is what? It's a church.
That's sorry, baby. So I will put.
Honorable. If say you call airport, in summer airport, and seriously, no flights would have landed in Ghana anymore. Nema ekoso of airport. No flights. Say USA, UK, and the rest, I mean the West, anka near ekoso or honor. Anka the tujwa, nobody would have had the appetite, the delight to travel to UK, to travel to America and the rest. But they have been circumspect or circumspective about what they say and what they do. What do I say? If for any reason at all, what can I call me Papa in 2005? I'm watching in 2005.
Erika Mwati. Papa na ni dia kwada kwasi ya binti.
What do I say? In 2005, what happened to him? Now you NDC, or your PSC.
Egg powder.
What do I say? And in 2000, the same year, what can I kunkunte tani what do I say? So Nemo people were at least if for any reason the Akufo-Addo led government tormented Ghanaians to the extent that nothing can change what NDC is going to do and what they have tabled for Ghanaians, for which reason they were voted into power. Nothing can change it. NDC yesterday, as we speak, launched, or the day before yesterday, 3 days ago, launched Feed Ghana program. We should be talking. Big one. We should be talking about things. The U.S. government has leveled 10% tariffs on Ghana. We should be talking about things.
So
what do you say?
So Haruna, this is the issue. Yeah, some of us, you say, well, and yes, be obedient Ansah broso. But knowing the kind of opposition, will face you from day one, NDC government should have set the agenda machinery on standby. That I'm going to tell my story because when you know these people from 2008,
no, from
2008, May I was there with NDC.
Okay.
NDC we need almost swear Atamils in January, March. Now MPP for a year press conference. I will Presby Church in a Wosuno. 2009 March. No more year press conference. Atamils MHN an achievement in 3 months.
Yes.
Professor Doolittle.
Yes, the following week, no more call Man FM say, dinner terms I played the tape on Asempa FM.
Yeah.
And okay. We were able to insult himself for 3 years.
Yes. So you know them already.
So, and here I catch NDC for, and you say, be a catch NDC for, say, Monyadio, but we know them too much.
Yes.
And he may expect to say, NDC should be smart, central for way, on position, or me dangerous.
Yeah.
And must set him agenda machinery. Make a operation Feed Ghana. Mia me who how I see a disseminate information. Now a topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what we know mon call and kasa to the extent say NDC here the impa and your topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the whole problem.
Yeah.
That is the whole
But
problem.
surprisingly, no media house apart from Accra FM and Class FM omo ne ntim fojo anya tawantawa bia any platform ntim fojo ko
disaster
and ye say wa me yes me nyina and ye Richard Heba imagine yes
No, you should be asking.
Yes, you should be answering questions. You should be answering questions.
Richard, you know about today, so.
Okay.
But was
so the point is this: say we set your agenda. Now, only information, Papa, it will backfire. Me, you see, Okujato to set example. Say before Okujato will come out to say anything, no kura document. Say I am true kura documents.
What do we be better
or to go debate so that you debate it? But who they are? Who organize a press conference? Say flighty. Every Spain, every Morocco, every Landi Ghana. Therefore, or the cocaine na chinchin. After you be so say bra. Never mind that evidence a crowd no. We see there be saa cocaine na ye chi wo Ghana ha no. Enu anti na flight no be land here. Nti ye dita enoku. We evidence ni say they na flight no be free Ghana no. Na my light off war airport. We evidence no.
Which is never true.
That's your evidence.
It's not true.
That's the evidence.
It's never
But my evidence to the effect say omo buy no omo di sika buy. Omo di cocaine buy. We see saa da na ombeto no. There was no light.
Enti
tarmac.
Enti no. Assuming say no pray. Enti na enti for your catch say. Now people was so ada omudum enkania e wo baby's ward.
Yes.
Tema General Hospital no. Say that no people before we ankola.
Sana explain papa. That is what it means.
No. Enti for your catch say. Omudum enkania no Tema
General Hospital.
Baby's ward. We are not the
Samira.
So the problem with NDC na mekano say anything at all about communication. Na those people are almost responding to allegations like this. But it appears say one person is handling this communication bureau to
which one?
I'm talking of propaganda bureau.
Okay.
Because who set the agenda? You need the people who are responding squarely and leave government business to government communicators. And yes, idea if you blend these two, they will smear you and they will achieve whatever they want to say. Because how come they were NDC war opposition? Anything the government machinery comes out to support, for example, EC. Now you can't new register in 2020. The whole NPP machinery, communication machinery, turned into PRs of yes. What do you say? So that, I understand, but the point is, the Ghanaian doesn't want to listen to this. Ghanaians are interested in knowing the truth. So anybody, like His Excellency has said, we are not going to look at it and let it pass. If you allege it, you must prove. If you bring out information, they will subject you to the proof of it, unless of course you come out to apologize. Said no,
but that will also allow for people to be spewing lies and coming to apologize.
But the Ghanaian will know you. An honorable person lying. Look, you have no cause to worry when somebody's damaging his own, self. You are there, say. But the point I'm making is, Ntim Fojo has lied. Ntim Fojo has found Fojo has lied.
Yeah, the
MPP through Fojo and now Mama comments of India. They before Joe or do no cry friends. As if for why your friend for Joe, but me media am for Joe. Your friend, but
thank you. Me bacha MTN for Ghana for MTN for some country will be as worship 2025 basso. MTN stands in worship 2025. Ebeye kikim ebeye ebumfret nyame aduma April 20th na sa dwumadi we basso Easter Sunday ewo Grand Arena 6 p.m. omo tu nyame nwom atontum nyame nyame aye enintini biti say Tego Sisters Moses Okay Hanamafo Nasi give to us say Bethel Choir ene nyame anyom to fo ahodo mo asram no omo invite yi everyone is saying Sibo Glass MPP National Women Organizer Dana Samoa omo invite no some money baby. Oh, micromini no ofri mampon.
That's not fair.
Sir, so am I inviting on?
Oh, let me send our friend.
Hey, Mampasani, a friend. Send on a commented this near your joint quay.
Say a friend is dying, also so I command it.
And I'm just a Mampo met this chest. I need a friend. No,
friends.
Simogras.
Okay. Dear, we use so Mampo.
Send me to so na no tia kyerɛ ma de. And
my trust.
Nina na me na Methodist. Na me misua organ na no to no.
And my trust. Na me feel say you are just minim say ade na ye ni di mo.
Na wo peri no ama me say tia asem no mu kura no aye body. I'll be back.
Emma, what are you watching? Only the best thing ever. Because these holidays, the joy never stops. Picture this. The home is filled with low moments.
How do you
And intense drama from the local shows. The dockies are just mind-blowing. And man, oh man, is the sports off the chain. I'm talking Serie A, Premier League, UEFA Europa League, FA Cup, and even WWE.
I can do this all day.
Even the kids are hooked up with adventures and fun learning. And the reality you don't want to miss. So stay connected to entertainment anywhere with GoTV Stream or enjoy it at home these holidays. GoTV, love it.
Salute! Hey! Hey! When we send your police in your draw, Imbusaba Mesa Amama Huadeng.
Refuse to grow. Any offense will be
and what day immune system or Yankopon, and you're ready for Yadmusa Maya Hubano, and Nasa Wunum Imbusaba Mesa, a Peja immune system Nabribia. Yarientimu. Sasa dear, a month for the Duanwa, Nedi Imbusaba Mesa, Dronua dance say, and Yarwa who ran Nipa and Nina Etimi Banaso, and in Yarwa Cassian Kaya Wutini D and a home car. No, Yamwa suing Yano, and why you buying every home. And now I'm pa, Yarwana Dada, no monum doctor in Rono, and num Imbusaba Mesanoa, and Momo who are deep in tea. Yawamuntim Pose, Yaria Esomo, Imbusaba Mesa, and walk Kanshi, and you are Maimu Babia Yato in row, at 0246 20 8496. FDA, Ashisha said, Jadi and Cratui Majatu say,
Maybe Junior my brother. No one in Nadia or Joe Bagrosan. Nadia, when you mean number Tamwa, or what personality natural health care so I hear. I don't know the benefits say you. Best care, I won't 70 or 10 so Cassie more boo or prostate I can say. I'm on your drone some woman who say yes, stroke. Diabetes, hepatitis B, pressure, 60 yard dear, after Chicroma money, and no more yard the whole door was oh, won't feed pa. Afe, or bar, or press our hips, and answer with 2 air cassia, ye wojuma, says stretch marks, ajo radiano aboswa, ye free ho, berima, obema swa, opes ye pejamono, bra, best care, ewo and crime, La Paz, Nyamiche Junction, Crown Prince School no etiwa, Kumasi, Bantima, G Runabout, your medlab etiwo, baby any a day. Human Rabango Munwa, Savio Sonso, and Pumam, Yene Church of Pentecost, and Edisha Nimu, Takwa, Roman Stores, Yene Zenit Bank, Edisha Nimu, Sunyane, Yawa Rex, Yeni Total Filling Station, no, and Edisha Nimu, and Takra, de Anaje, Yebane, Queens of Peace Academy, Yene Koi Filling Station, Edisha Nimu, Frepeske, Ewo 055 773 8555. Peske, quality head.
Hey, say, dear Mako, who Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, no, me who credit me, say, and Munti no mania award, a word bestie, Obian Transit Emma Dumpemia, dear Casse, and Asam Boya, dear, and Canon to them view.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, as I want to say, near Kuro Etuno, near Anka, Ewanum, Obana, Bemo Power, and Yarwankaye. Nancy, Mamika, and Espana called Moekayeno. Greenfield at Arumenty, and was our solid and also APM. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, our ultra modern laboratory. And a diagnostic machine, sir. As you should be Kasa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our Nungwa Dogon, Estate Junction, last stop. Frewa 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898. Greenfield. God is our healer. Greenfield. Your last stop.
I believe. Emma. What are you watching? Only the best thing ever. Because these holidays, the joy never stops. Picture this. The home is filled with low moments.
How do you
And intense drama from the local shows. The dockies are just mind-blowing. And man, oh man, is the sports off the chain. I'm talking Serie A, Premier League, UEFA Europa League, FA Cup, and even WWE.
I can do this all day.
Even the kids are hooked up with adventures and fun learning. And the reality you don't want to miss. So stay connected to entertainment anywhere with GoTV Stream or enjoy it at home these holidays. GoTV, love it.
Give us P capsules. A memory. Manum biya benmua. Kani mitutuya na minkuma bwa sesedi. Betru esa kum benya G. Give us P capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules as well. A man meme nyina koko yade. Sisi yade amama nya yem timotete womo no. Yedru no. Manum bi amama de me ho. Give us core capsules. Mrs. Moye ding. Give us core capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Oh yeah. Hey, give us no. A man need ya bebusiamu papa. Na bemaka give us P capsules. And ni give us core capsules bomunum dia. Na eni jeni ahwodeno. Wabrudo. Give us P capsules. A meme wadi if you do what you do kronkwa na efa. Give us core capsules. A painful abata one more menu for an kwada woni if you do me nunka ho. E wodro store bia motofonko give us herbal center. Teshi mobile. And na Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543 222 470 and 050-68-51135.
FD Aje Edwedi Nkratui Atu.
Yes, Kosiani Meko.
Ohima, Mammy Mianuai.
Mekono per red and green.
Mammy Green.
Manchester and Manchester.
Oh, Manchester. Aha, Sawajimu.
Hey, Nancy Amuntia Ilevidi.
Sawa Nitia. You're the better of your attacker. Afe, what the Momo Manisika? Get to 11 bia. Downloading now use my Momo app. Sesia.
MTN.
April Busumia. 1 year crow nyuma hudwo nyina. Bebre no a ebehia wo kwaw ahenkroyim. Eye kwaw business forum. Eye kwaw business forum yi. Eyo mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Eliswadi huna. Ode boama enyuma nku ahodwo. Ene sika ho tote enimdifo te se sika krabe ahodwo. Enyuma agidi akese. Ene ankrankra wo hye onwuma ase. Aka wo ho odin wadwea bomu. Na watoato adwen afa adwedi ene ne nkan ko ho. Bra, na beka ekuku damu a wode nyumeku akese ahodo bebre no ano afi abamu mpanimfo a wo hyehye dwedie ho mmra ena ankrankra wo ye wonsa no nyuma mekire se dwabu yase ena Ghana adwedie ene ehum sikasem ebe ma ne homeless wankasa dwumadie yi ebe ba so 19th April 2025 ewo Empire Social Center anopa no nkron pepepe botaya edadwumadie so ene the future of business, the role of the financial sector. So person basa adwumadi ase a yentua sika bia o na emom fra 050-883-0035 eneya na yentwe wudin na jiwa kunya ansa na seja kwawo afi we die bibia wo pepo no so eno ane co business forum where business meets opportunity.
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Very much be magic Africa be bunti kunasi sokode. No akanjira katabin say you what you can say. Keja guma mlianko.
All right, so that's it. Live at Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. We are back here. Mamunya Ajo Ebu, Honorable Akugana joining a National Deputy Communication Officer at the NDC. Joining acting. And I my son Mike, you know. Everything you say
will be used against you
in the court of
law. We're a court of public opinion.
House of Film, why is every corner is a potential alley.
Anyway, but honorable, we now free a mover. So this issue of NDC setting agendas here and there. Now you say yeah, Minyano and Amaminyano. But what?
Sure, Uncle.
What is it?
Right, Madison Mechia, Accra FM. It's here for CTV. I have phone na mechia ye mpenimfo na omoda ye party anoso so no unse me ba no na mo sha se free eye intim fodwo asem. And some of us, there were calls to say the Naminia Eken say the government shouldn't have responded, and ideally necessary anchor organizations now involved, you know, anchor omo chested adewi anchor abai and witchery. Truth is that we can't say he's wrong, or we can't say oh, you're right, depending on where we are all coming from. In the Paco year press conference, the target was NDC. That's the number one agenda was NDC. You can't abide no so NDC. Abide. But I would also agree with him. Say, so opinion the kind ekasa. A Kwabena say nkwadane wasi ene soso no omukasa enuachiri. Yesterday appointment. Say yeah the friends ahead of a friend is saying corporate affairs. I started because we want to really solve this issue of civil servants and public servants for be Ghana Airport Company. Chief Executive Yempamono on one ewo. Corporate Affairs on one ewo Yempamono. Ghana Civil Aviation Yempamo head. Ne Corporate Affairs Yempamono.
I think so. Omar Pamono
Nancy.
Before assembly they know
exactly. Intini papemua. Corporate Affairs ni onim the impact of what Intim Fojo was doing, will speedily respond to it. Mamia order a young response order buyer from Ghana Airport Company. Ocean response a buyer, it was because people were saying, or your campaign mananado, or no, and not say assembly home at the Intim Fojo because no more airport to be society. And Nunti yes, Onukra deputy. And Nunti no, she was quick to respond to say, Minim Tim Fojo in Shiada. Obia Obeka Masem Ede Alenkesa Yadineba court and Nadia Soshe 0.4, 5, and 6. I want a statement to the more. Yeah.
You say head of an institution. Say it's na Accra FM. YM MDA. Na issue we are banner say of Accra FM. It's by the fact that me head in Tina will be bombed. You and the man can bomb.
Exactly.
It's a asana banner me be kasa, especially on Mansune Juma. I mean the be two no be. Baby Aijina, Croje from Nipano Kasana. You shouldn't be personal. I mean now.
Exactly. That is why I'm telling you, say, the response.
That's where she goofed.
That is why she goofed.
What do you mean?
You understand?
She's goofed.
That is why BBT say, ya point to, say, Liz well, and the head of communication, Ghana Airport Company. Now BBC Airbar. The pressure I will give is directly to Listowell. And then, yeah, they led them. Corporate Affairs, Minerals Commission.
Excellent.
Bibi Idru, I don't care who is the chief executive on or Mimi interest in the corporate affairs, and we are all working to project the government. And you know, and
so he has to gather his facts and
gather your facts and come and talk before my minister talks, because I will not allow my minister to talk. Yes. Coco board eba yena Mafre Jeron. Masa, before even your chief executives come, I want to hear your quick response. Ansah. Exactly.
Jeron no.
No, all reporting.
You understand? Any put an our friend.
President Muhammad do him unity.
Yes, sir.
not responding.
But what was that? So this is the reason why we are attaching public affairs, because Ujan is in it, and MPP has stationed them to the extent to say, Omo decide to say, Omo beda. So one kasa unhunu wasemo ka, eye wa wasema. These were some of the reasons Emma Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye eba out to clear the air in Ansah Omo atretre asem no akọ. So here in team for Ankasa ni statement. First of all, I say on intelligence wenya enie. So be so air ka intelligence just wenya information. Why research reliable information. Why research ho. Wa man crofobia to ho anamo. And that they wa gather intelligence wa gather and no they to abonting.
Charlie, damn, I could with all due respect. In team for your answer, say Ghana Funyina Yehu that group in Odi. Baby more than my discussing.
Exactly.
What continue now was there or Babachan we could see there. I don't know.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Say baby.
I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that.
The forward match.
Jojo no could see there. Into a patch on there. Into also there were chance na. Into also on KBU man na Yehu.
Okay. I'll not go ahead of the national security or the BNI. I'll not go ahead of them. But I can tell everybody, say as we speak now, he has not reported. The day they went there, the next day, almost promises somebody never call. Around 10 o'clock. In fact, 9 o'clock, na you won't fear. Omo leader, Afenoma Kent, won't fear. The intelligence that we were following said they moved out of the house in the same car. So everybody thought, say, Omo go straight to the national security office.
They call Bobie.
Baby, almost fire the man. But if you have that source. So for me, the excuse to cry Omo maye enti a Omo into me ankono. The national security has not communicated to us. That's the BNI. Omun to me and communicated to us. NIB. They have not communicated to us. And we don't want to put those pressures on them. Say be better say there a buying sa away chire say yempia. Attorney General's department initially was making some advices in their communication. One of it, NSA, he should be aware. Say what emremuno false alarm a crime. Na okay. Enuntino na ye mano guidelines bia anka hobrasie mu MP. Anka obehunu say baby ade we e kono kwakoye baby fufuro. Enunti se metri reverse gear anka beboa me. No, ubunye mfuyi. No, see, Mese, Satan no onru ho. Initially, or started sadie no. Yes, started to ahamabi mano. Anka obenya akukuduru. Aka say, adie we die false. And I say bia matria sign because ya dada me anabi bisa. When you see that angle, no, and oko you the ranking member as your friend is a security and what the committee in the credit, security and defense committee, and oko share omumum echi say committee work and oriented be invited national security ne airport company for them to come and answer something, and yesterday be. What's the most Udikan Esha no? Osha intelligence awenya wanka committee. Round 2 and a minority ebeshe wechi.
And no crano. You can say on 5 evidence beyond my intino mama support no.
Exactly, Patrick Boama.
Yes.
Part 3 and a OUSU committee working. So for me, this is a running story, and baby away drew ya the first time a president be with the allegation at Wabontain. Now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a tool for say, cooperate with the institutions.
The swiftness.
Reason why they were, and I'm happy. First, some people will be our national. If you don't, President is the Jamo Binye. I'm happy there. Onala assembly banana or the nano. Now, what's what the nano to me?
Yes, of course.
Because
he's gained prominence.
The way a man who shared that thing, set the agenda. What do you go from him? Now you chasing from Anna, you go both. Now you're sorry, Annie Ababidun. President Mahama, need you papa no yen, ye tani chino a ye na or continue fee near Hunde. Here you walk gap up a asam to ye near Conhua, Bobin to me met on Nonkade, junior throw to senior throw. Never. It's in full hall, Mason Mobile.
That is what I can't believe we say. Well, initially, as a pimpen swan and
Otro town
and
yes.
What? No, that is what he says.
Initially, no. The point in say, baby, we do not
would make sense.
Would make sense. But what's not so Eddie? Yes, or the president are not our form. Secondly,
he has even called the bluff
of course.
Yes.
The minister so Eddie na no betu no. All the evidence they buy no. Almost say video so the betu abonten krom ko gugu ye no. Na ye kuro bi so nyakutoga. You get it? Nepal said they have dared the system.
Program no mokoye no metro.
Even Joy FM crew Jane. Metro.
Good evening.
Good morning, Ghana. Good evening, Ghana. Good evening.
Well, now, or no one so check Paul no baby. I will not pause. Oh, are you sure?
I didn't have to do
we're telling someone true for your master.
Before obey her flight away, you know. On board Felix video. No. I somehow can also trip.
Yes.
And I heard the way I know see each other now to me.
Because he could equally be liable. He could equally be liable.
So,
for allowing you to pedal falsehood on this platform.
Minister so Abba. Second one, so no. Watch it. Felix are not our film. And in fact, baby Edri, the image of Ghana is also at stake.
Yes.
That's the most paramount.
The image of Ghana at stake.
That's the most paramount.
First thing they say, one kasabra. Before then, Krania Manu who say, Massa, Adi baby Aokoyi, say be here throwing the tower one yet.
The flight company wants to even sue
Minister Abem. And if you are not willing to come, we can now come for you. Because if we are investigating something that you brought up by force, you will be the main focus of our investigation. It either say willingly you come or we'll drag you to help in the investigation, and that is the stage that we are in.
But idea ba kwa me hu so ne say NDC for so munim citizens arrest ye papa. Citizens arrest.
So that is the reason why. That is the reason why. A drum pen so we have to force you to cooperate with the security services. Na yanko di ade no yanko dru ne mpempen so se wo na oboa ana se yen na yeboa no obi ada pa emeto abontene. So Omudru ni fie pepepe. Ena offer general secretary. And on also to social media. And also national executive na enrase enkonifie. Openyini adeba kwa ye nsroda. And he said nipa ebe mass up. So omukwa defend obi. The presence of the minority leader and oka say me amede no eba echna. Security service for ne say a BNI for say and echna and say we don't have an intention.
It even qualifies for self-recognizance.
Exactly.
So,
we are not interested in dragging him. We are not interested in anything. We are interested in that person in our office to ensure, say, Juma yebabedi per the investigation, yeneno ebeko the full hall. So the respect of him as a member of parliament, the respect of the leader being there, not the party people. Sabin Preduasa, Oba Wawunta.
Unsro,
Oba Wawunta.
Wawunta Unsro.
What do I say?
Hold on. Okay, Oba Wawunta, you are not sure be anyway.
Yes, Buberi Tibet here.
Oba Wawunta, kai.
Wawunta, also Polipo.
Na mini CTV for a phone and I can't do money. I grab a phone, I will change no more. But what about say? So where we are now, I think after 3 days, everybody, and that's after the weekend, everybody wants to know from the BNI. Know what it means? The next day, Friday, they should have sent him.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, we didn't hear anything. Monday, yes. So today is Monday. So the BNI or the NIB must be able to tell the people of Ghana something. Whether during the weekend they've had an arrangement or they have communicated or they have arrested and bailed him or whatever, we need to know. Assembled by public. So we need to know. At that point, I'll not go ahead of them. Midibesiha. Na afe wamosono. Ya triomo. Na DSS Ghana for ehuno sosono. Na yehuno.
All right. Quick one. Kwanya the man yeba next topic. You can say 777. Kwabena say me na Ghana for. So ye CPP, so ye NDC, so ye Abadi. Ye na Ghana for. Na me share them assembly su ofi no. Team for your honorable if you home leader. Team for your Kasan. Emma was on Casa. No, so nobody can intend leaders. They Abadi know how.
Aye.
I was some oil day.
Okay, yeah, man.
Oh, he said that.
Man,
is it a video?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Okay, also about no. I was so clear. On the bunch here, my day. We who interview be our man now. And people will you organizer. Also, the thing that we do in this country, then I say, I could not radio do. I could not platform do there. This election you are winning now. If you don't win, they should cut off your head. It is a new partner who teaches you that nature. The wale new teenage now. Some are Bobie and I could not public. There's no camera. And now why and to and walk can send me now. A whole security for no one, but I'm a permission one's in there. One no or you wait you man away. Sabi sa na police and security aban over fan and I could dim branch to sama and one no him the minimum force we want to more use list or not way election time grow be work ballot abada do baby if you have a job for papa
yeah
come go way massa gunshot I was chasing with foam so called security they shoot proper with foam
yes
baby
Kwabena came there. Kwabena was there. Was that found Kratty?
Your friend, what's his invitation? Who say,
I can't Vic.
I want the security now.
I want to be that.
Hey, my main man force a year in boost Heba Mesha. Police near Drew. But we have about just 20 minutes to go. And then come on, what did you know appointed to assembly a member can't tell me. Nyame had on Wednesday, and President Mahamanya 100 days.
Yeah.
Obeka said 4 years.
I swear.
Time flies.
No,
he has overperformed.
Apart from that, so the jitteriness of MPP, no. Emma who say, "Omu 3 months ikro makotine fie kura no."
Yes. So Wednesday, Nyame Adma 16th April, and 100 days. So NDC is still within the 120 days. And in the 98 days, in the 98th day, in the 98 days, you have one cabinet ministers within 14 days delivered. You have the leanest government delivered. National economic dialogue delivered. E-levy, betting tax and emission taxes
abolished.
Delivered.
Yes.
Education dialogue delivered. No academic fees for first year tertiary students funds allocated. 1 million coders program delivered. Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative delivered. SOE shake up on loss making delivered. Free sanitary pad for SHS girls fund allocated. Funds allocated for the Women's Development Bank. Funds allocated for Mahama Care Program. Muslim holidays delivered. President Mahama ordered for investigation into all election killings. Then Operation Recovery All Loot, that is oral, delivered. Government Hajj fee slashed from 75,000 Ghana to 62,000 Ghana. So within 100 days, and then 98th day, then we have 2 days, not 100. Yeah, hit a 120. But Chivani, just two minutes. What do you think about this? And it seems like nobody within 100 days remembers anything about what John Mahama has done.
Yeah. I think a good Ejumana team, and from the experience in the past, I am also happy there. My colleague and comrade so. I think that them are Bobie. I feel the a chance in Masabi will be fine food. And he delivered the ANS, it didn't go crater. As my as we bobo who do no beer, Juma Papa, NDC Abano, obey or ye. Ama butoye my head about a biwa. No shedding whom or codo. And so it's one, Sebi will be the agenda before Krumana was some way, no, the Namna, or an Ayim, but. If the way a Ghana for the second independence will be ads and who shame. I'm a you could win the election now. It's important there. Kakra ye be awesome. They are microphone in our womb to my head, yeti, so that anyone in our number be back at the side in our yen public. But this our work is such that I don't know our public nation with TV don't cry. And shed down come over rainy panasuma who with TV don't no way if you name. Man, yes, sir. I want it in Nankwa. Messi Mobaya, Messi John, Ramani Mahama, and an abbey, chin and not buying in our fan them out the numb for my workway. I also saw it now, not ya touch you near her connever for I ever done than the man in Ama. Them I Amamuya, you me, why ye crab not daching, Zina Udi in your bad. Say him there. The day I end no more in agenda setting and Ubina dream the what be a second and Fiana what waba. And Tia Baba Sanko to a babu. And Timamindi Concon Fako Humanke can some Miss Mobaya Naban by on popular. A Magana footy will be on popular neck connected to my hair. Oba consider, but that is not what we are talking about. If we dream, Katasishe in our government. Yen to me and can't continuous the way we are. Nemo, Ora Nancy delivered. And I make sure they delivered with work in progress. Because there is a lot of information. Sebi you be craft for 4 and kebiachel and I did waba out to my in ayati. Emma was a whole document. What I could present. How many pages?
It was huge.
What I call my man penny.
It was huge.
A man penny were received now when Jaw no office and now opia document ɔde kɔ eji no office dɛ wɔn hwɛ na wɔn yɛ dɛ wɔn yɛ ho adwuma ma ɔsɛ fata Ghana hankrofo pii ho asɛm a wɔka nye dɛ madwo a ɔyɛ ne nkakrakra yi sɛ excellence ɔreyɛ yi sɛ ɔyɛ ne nkakrakra dɛmaa na yɛn nuanom yi sika a wɔhyɛ da wɔde straw si mu dɛ coconut juice a wɔtwe etum yɛgye dɛm sika no bi kakrakra yɛde fi ho nsɛm a sɛbi kafra yɛbɛtum de ne nyinaa kɔgu foto bi mu na yɛde ayɛ sɛbi mponto dwuma yɛde aboa nnipa the same person a wɔdi sika no obi sɛ ɔdɔ 100 days ne baade na ayɛ enti ɛyɛ adwuma na ɛsan so regye ayɛ Zacchaeus obiara wafa koti kwando afa sika a ɔnyɛ ne sika bia Bible sɛ fa sika ne sanfa bra ne wura ɔyɛ Ghanafo yɛfa dɛm ade ne nyinaa nguo again ɔnyɛ sika ne gye nkote. It brings back the confidence in the people of young country who they indeed and this amanyoku ni amanyoku bia so can some do be or form a ban so oh yeah because nya ban ye be form anyi ye be form view the minti ya na mo aye tu nyina no odonye ye na tu nyina ye de oh yeah pepe
Aruna so 100 days and
I'm meso am ka fatina
100 days and my only ma over be
Aruna fojo itase
fojo
Aruna fojo you know commander every political party agenda or set Emma Ghana for sa agenda no your friend no manifesto na manifesto no so no na ebema Ghana for ehu say we ye to abama political party asumesi ana asumesi a ebe konkan ema ye nyinara as a country as a Muslim na kanino ye ko only one holiday na as secular states in Ghana you were sect of Muslims you were Ahmadis you were Sunnis you were
Al-Sunnah
Tijaniya
Ahmadiyya
Yenyinara entimen pompa the same day now for example you fasting it is either 29th or 30th depending on the day moon no ebi ahli sunna omo se gisa ye hu enye obi na be hu akakira yen nti se ahli sunna ehu no 30 days ena tijaniya ehu no 29 on be ye sala no 29 ahli sunna be ye sala no 30 te ye mai one day ya na ha adwen me ye sunna ni nti eto da yese me kodwuma because ye mai 9 days 29 days nti se omampanyin ehye ye bo during election campaigning time no say oba da ba ku emaya as holiday. I don't see what again the Muslim will thank apart from this
excellent
and 92 it has always
big discussion issue.
What do you say 92 it has always been when said those days not Muslims yanko holiday Rollins na dibai Rollins na ma isha say emaya holiday.
They fatally the other.
Yes. Osaka dia bi say uko ni mazungu be hu me mami oton gari oton kulukuli oton ni man kitikiti a odi hwe yemma yenua mu si ya no ahunchira ye fam when you lose your husband so ye fan so ye fan odi aba say if you lose your husband ana any unforeseen occurrences ebetua o say bra ebe ma loan so that beji kakra na be ye kakra
discussing this issue.
We are not discussing
what
do you say so dia John Mama ehye ye bo Muslimi bo and what this so we can only be thankful to have a person like John Dramani Mahama Osaka say oba Hajj fair Hajj adie ya mi kun sa up to them mi court mi ko hi just because they were charging unrealistic prices. Or see, Minia, Nyabotre, maybe me,
I like to be so me. God, say President will take program you.
Oh,
because you see, 5 minutes ago, I posted another promise to be delivered this Thursday. 1 million codex program.
Imagine what I say. So now, or see, me throw petition. And Mustafa Maslock, former Maslock. If already my John Alaj. Oh my thumbs up. Listen, Oba, he would make sure they reduce the fare. Name of you are, I don't want to say it, but I am sure, say next year I better reduce it. Further. I'm telling you. You better reduce it further. But from 75
to 60
to 62, dear Muslims would forever be thankful. What them say in 2024 Hajj, Ghanaians alone who died as a result of going through unapproved route were 15. Because of that 75 on this. And as a Obi Ubetuma 12,50,000 a year Hajj. Why of that particular 75,000? See, if we are not thankful as
so Obi take 13 bottom.
What I said, so we are very thankful to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, as a country, it is not only Muslims. I have just singled out this to see what he has done for Muslim Ummah in this country. And it has a ripple effect, multiplier effect. Because any day, any time I be Hajj, you know what the effect is? The country and all that. So near can say His Excellency should live long, NDC should live long, so that we can have a better life and get Ghana reset again. Thank you.
Nana, so 100 days and Obia send me a message. She say, and you many be a mabu boss no say yes, is here no tia on Yahweh.
Oh yes.
And I ask myself, anyway, who could be sana so ni answer mpacho.
Para, I think so far, to borrow the words or the kind words of Fearless Kofor, was it so far so good. But on a more serious note, I would add a very, so far so very, very, very good. I cannot give the word perfect to John Dramani Mahama because Oyenipa. Say, apart from the Bosha Hodua, Oshaya, with this one, Chill, Katranka Krebi Owa, and also Yabepese, or Betnet. But Cobra, generally, near my Bobosui, maybe the image name of Mamrantiwa, Sebio, Omucha bet. Na Yamura Mahama.
Which investors?
Investors.
Let's investors.
Yama ura joma mamu. Kwara mesa agina 11 for ina name. Titruni yema amenu mo kodwa so a. Esan se sebi. Atutubotom fo ne akronfo ne akwam kafo. Ji omu sika wo kwan mu. Abefo antempon a yedi sika nam so a yedi kodwa. Ekufodo ne baumia baye. Sebi una unam na preach digitalization. Abra nka dey pa na efese ube encouraging kofo so mu face canto wallet so. Na nka odia promote digitalization. Na so esansa adwene ni mu ha na sebi nyansa no susu anti.
Krono na no omo boye.
Na krono eye omo de e chen sebi adwuma a omo beye nti no. Udi sika na koto fon so na ye taxew. Adwatema se menyina onemre wafo nyina name sanse enam se e-levy buy ntino unsa mi so ayi se menye bida
ma me for ne ha o
na mi ntimi mfa bibi mfa otima fon so enti se ya ye free way there ese abrewa yipuma kwam na
oyeyi klokase o omo ya ti omu nyina refund
na boka enti ya dawura mahamasi kabra I think say also 100 days near Echinachion.
Yeah.
And then 98th day. Said 120 days see on May 7. You best say you're watching him. But I would still emphasize. The most important pivotal ye free more any communication. And yes, your mama and your Juma. Your mama, Juma, or ye, and a sadana bam. Your mama, Juma, why you know? And no, and a bema and this and Munyamno, I can say, a threat Aqua, my man in us. It's your best, share, and who be paying Rubium. me ote se me ni obi ku a e be Felix Ofosu Kwache no me pese no na be Kwabena me se wote se enya se me ne na ku sesi because adwuma no se me mo bia time do ma ban we ni kwase mo bia time wakofie ehuni sinto nyina and I expect say in 8 years your mama should have learned everything. There is no time to waste. Say ni kwase obi say me pa cho mayem fumso onfumso ni nyina no rehearse ansa no wapia bonten etimi sadi si owura akoga so ye digya wane ye di asoa say sami jamfi wo ye ni gold board basintelling so ko aka wo pe. We cannot afford to allow for any space.
No, but that's true.
Edu baby Kwabena na green book a obi hia dia ko ba ban ho de ro no egu obi dem uri green book no kototo we ya na de ko ye den nyansa ani ba ko fotrim enu ntine ye so adwen e wo kasafidie so enya sa anka sabi ka ye announcement wi ani akoda meboa ti nyansa ani ba ko fotrim tina me kire se e ma ne nyansa no aka se mi hu yanka
okay
ba kaneno no onye o ma ne bo ama na net ho. And as I seen Tony Baye, I have never shied away from mince. I don't mince words because I don't want it to repeat itself again.
It will not repeat it.
Mesremo,
this time,
this time, the moment communication in here, P12 from our pain. No matter.
Yatiwa futu no was super.
P12 from our kind. And a communication, you know, and my most separate party communication from government communication because I am party now.
Okay.
And yet. Are they party nko?
No, I think with time, they will start gelling.
Yeah. But I want the powers to combine to give a very
to give Captain Planet.
Yes.
Opposition momentum no an yes almost identical. Very simple.
Information pool. Tell me no, say obi the information egu nebo. Man can me more be anka information no first news baby and cry say
thank you say obi send me message say asema listo e kan nyina no asema ya asem papa ye ntina super nanso na wanya abotre osemi ka say ya na wanya abotre
honorable uni bibi aka ye the message ni na jawo eni unu ya Felix enko trase mu ya nuafo mu nyina mo enko trase na mo fa response mo re ye
so far our working relationship within government and party super. We don't have a challenge with that, and this we are not going to have any problem. And brilliantly, no, and Nema so production team, no, are listed for the first. Yeah. Because there are a lot of things that we would want to exactly. Such if by idea, now yeah. Communication organizer. Fear no na boy. Say Abaya Bas say we friend say party in power communication officer who be free me
make me aside make me be aka now for mom so what you now say o production for your mom church no dey pen e troy
medasi production what did you go me so see the okay na me da
o dey pay
what do dey have there
say kwa me pay na
yes unim dey have there some job the pressure kwa yes tubo and I'm say tubo production for your boy power ye tubo dey out to me ka na so some here anymore if you want to more hard be for me ho into the hu pass because truth be told the level of sacrifices that people made to get this, especially with the media.
Yeah.
Abrana ya blocko. Media houses be saying to me, people dedicated their life towards us. Into your nyama bebre or what you be to me. For instance, some of the achievement and free SHS are na nanado edi tuni hono. and then because of the quality food that the man kwadano says here and kwadano a praise and then alawa which we are the oversubscription of your friend is saying treasury bills because of and then it's dropped the business community, so the trust and confidence so
sorry, my time is up. Live on Accra 100.5 citizens. Now so now my birthday Vanessa.
Hey, and then so I Osman Nabali, Ashanti Regional Youth
Organizer.
And my friend is a Boo House of Bulldog or no so near.
And yeah, no, I'm gonna be you more than one more na.
O say
Una woke up
and Grandfather can na say Kumasi for ni Kumasi for ni
Kumasi for nana.
Omo mudi ana say yin na e kwafodi ama o.
Oh yes, wa hayara.
All right, so that's it live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show Monday evening.
Media men, please give way for our special guests to reclaim their seats. To close off our program this afternoon, I would like to now call on the Ghana Dance Ensemble to wrap up the joyous occasion, which is the 50th and also serves as the chair of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers. You're very welcome, sir. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous présente le représentant du président de la République de la Côte d'Ivoire, Monsieur Aka Awela Eugène. And ladies and gentlemen, here we also have representing the President of República de Cabo Verde, Ambassador Cabo Verde in Abuja, Belamino Montero Silva. We have the representative of the President of Cabo Verde joining us as well. And last but not the least in this list, please allow me to obviously clearly welcome the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliou Touré. You're very welcome, sir. Also flanked by the Vice President of the ECOWAS Commission, Her Excellency, Mrs. Damtian Chinjimbija. You're very welcome, Madam. Allow me to also borrow a few seconds to acknowledge our traditional leaders, His Royal Majesty King Takite Kochuru II, Ga Manche of President of the Ga Council, you're welcome, sir, and King Odaifo Welenchi III, Nungwa Manche, and President of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, you're very welcome. We also would like to say a big welcome to our heads of ECOWAS institutions, our honorable commissioners, and we are flanked by the ministers of foreign affairs finance and trade from our member states. Ladies and gentlemen, with all these acknowledgements, it's now time for us to have the official welcome. Mesdames et messieurs, j'ai l'honneur d'inviter sur scène l'honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, ministre des Affaires étrangères et l'intégration régionale de la République du Ghana, pour prononcer le discours de bienvenue. Ladies and gentlemen, here to officially welcome you, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana.
Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana and our chief host, Your Excellencies, heads of state and government of ECOWAS member states, Your Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency, representatives of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Prime Ministers, Vice Presidents, and Presidential Representatives, Your Excellency Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, President of the ECOWAS Commission, Your Excellency Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tuga, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the Council of Ministers, Excellencies, Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Ministers of Finance of member states here in present, members of the Council of State of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ministers of State, the First Deputy Speaker of Parliament representing the Right Honorable Alban-Eske Bagbin, leadership of Parliament, members of Parliament, Chair and members of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, Excellencies of the Commissioners of ECOWAS, Excellencies, resident representatives of ECOWAS in the various member states, the Government Chair, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps in Ghana, distinguished representatives of the African Union, esteemed representatives of the United Nations, Niamey, Nananom, Togbeo, friends from the media, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, the government, chiefs and people of Ghana, I welcome you all to Accra, the vibrant and beautiful capital of Ghana, for this historic occasion to mark the official launch of the 50th anniversary celebrations of the Economic Community of West African States. It has always been of profound honor and a deep sense of commitment to our collective struggles for the total political and economic liberation as African people anytime Ghana is called upon to host such significant Pan-African events. Since Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah convened the first All-African People's Conference here in Accra from December 8 to 13, 1958, which in many ways served as the ultimate inspiration for continental African unity, Accra has long been considered a preferred consequential meeting point for the attainment of our integration objectives. And if I may dare add, the first All-Africa People's Conference formed the philosophical foundation for regional blocs. For it was at that conference, here in Accra, that a steering committee representing the various regions of Africa was elected. Ghana is internally honored and grateful to host this historic launch and to set the tone for year-long celebrations that will unfold across the sub-region. And let me say on a lighter note that I take note that big brother Nigeria is here. And as I tout the credentials of Ghana, the usual rivalry will begin. But even though they are big in economy and in population, they know we are older. Ghana is older than them. We became independent in 1957, and they learned from us 3 years after, became independent in 1960. So allow Ghana to blow its horn and tout its Pan-African credentials. It's all in good spirit. Your Excellencies, today we gather not only as representatives of our various nations, but as proud custodians of a shared history, a common destiny, and a regional identity that has grown stronger over the last 5 decades. It was on 28 May 1975 that visionary leaders of West Africa came together in Lagos, Nigeria, to sign the Treaty of Lagos, giving birth to ECOWAS, an ambitious, people-centered regional bloc founded on the principles of unity, solidarity, cooperation, and economic integration. Your Excellencies, 50 years on, we have every reason to celebrate. ECOWAS has evolved from a modest economic cooperation framework into a dynamic, multifaceted regional community, championing not only economic integration, but also peace, security, democracy, and social development. From promoting intra-regional trade and cross-border infrastructure projects to deploying peacekeeping missions in moments of crisis and facilitating the free movement of our people, ECOWAS has made remarkable strides in advancing the collective aspirations of West Africans. This 50th anniversary milestone offers us an opportunity to reflect on the challenges we have overcome, the progress we have made, and the sacrifices of those who envisioned a united, prosperous, and peaceful West Africa. It is also a time to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to the ideals upon which this community was founded. As we launch these celebrations today, let us look forward together. The next chapter of ECOWAS must build on the foundations of the past, while boldly embracing the future. We must consolidate our gains in peace and security, deepen economic and political integration, and foster inclusive growth that benefits every citizen of this sub-region. Your Excellencies, as chair of Ghana's ECOWAS at 50 Planning Committee, kindly permit me to express boundless gratitude to all colleagues and partners who worked tirelessly to make this event a success. I should highlight the impressive sacrifices of the Ghanaian private sector, particularly media organizations who rendered services gratis. Your full sponsorship of this launch is a loud affirmation of your continuous belief in the ECOWAS vision. I will be remiss if I do not acknowledge the ECOWAS Planning Committee, led by ECOWAS Commission. We remain indebted to the team, and certainly indebted to the Deputy Chief of Staff, the Honorable Stan Dogbe, and his very industrious team of event planners. Your Excellency, for those who might be wondering how this grand launch fits into President Mohammed's exemplary leadership of austerity, may I place on record that funding for the ECOWAS at 50 launch has been a shared responsibility. Financing this launch and the 2-day Extraordinary Council of Ministers meeting scheduled to take place right after the launch has been almost entirely paid for by ECOWAS member states. The Ghanaian taxpayer, therefore, has not been saddled with the entire cost of this event. Your Excellencies, we invite all member states, institutions, partners, and the people of West Africa to participate actively, to share our common stories, to chart together the path towards a stronger, more resilient, more united ECOWAS, and to keep the ECOWAS and African unity dream alive. As Osajefo Kwame Nkrumah reminds us, if we in Africa can achieve the example of a continent knit together in common policy and common purpose, we shall have made the finest possible contribution to that peace for which all men and women thirst today, and which will lift once and forever the deepening shadow of global destruction from mankind. Once again, Your Excellencies, on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the government and Chief Committee of West African States. It has always been of profound honor and a deep sense of commitment to our collective struggles for the total political and economic liberation as African people anytime Ghana is called upon to host such significant Pan-African events. Since Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah convened the first All-African People's Conference here in Accra from December 8 to 13, 1958, which in many ways served as the ultimate inspiration for continental African unity, Accra has long been considered a preferred consequential meeting point for the attainment of our integration objectives. And if I may dare add, the first All-Africa People's Conference formed the philosophical foundation for regional blocs. For it was at that conference, here in Accra, that a steering committee representing the various regions of Africa was elected. Ghana is internally honored and grateful to host this historic launch and to set the tone for year-long celebrations that will unfold across the sub-region. And let me say on a lighter note that I take note that big brother Nigeria is here. And as I tout the credentials of Ghana, the usual rivalry will begin. But even though they are big in economy and in population, they know we are older. Ghana is older than them. We became independent in 1957, and they learned from us 3 years after, became independent in 1960. So allow Ghana to blow its horn and tout its Pan-African credentials. It's all in good spirit. Your Excellencies, today we gather not only as representatives of our various nations, but as proud custodians of a shared history, a common destiny, and a regional identity that has grown stronger over the last 5 decades. It was on 28 May 1975 that visionary leaders of West Africa came together in Lagos, Nigeria, to sign the Treaty of Lagos, giving birth to ECOWAS, an ambitious, people-centered regional bloc founded on the principles of unity, solidarity, cooperation, and economic integration. Your Excellencies, 50 years on, we have every reason to celebrate. ECOWAS has evolved from a modest economic cooperation framework into a dynamic, multifaceted regional community, championing not only economic integration, but also peace, security, democracy, and social development. From promoting intra-regional trade and cross-border infrastructure projects to deploying peacekeeping missions in moments of crisis and facilitating the free movement of our people, ECOWAS has made remarkable strides in advancing the collective aspirations of West Africans. This 50th anniversary milestone offers us an opportunity to reflect on the challenges we have overcome, the progress we have made, and the sacrifices of those who envisioned a united, prosperous, and peaceful West Africa. It is also a time to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to the ideals upon which this community was founded. As we launch these celebrations today, let us look forward together. The next chapter of ECOWAS must build on the foundations of the past, while boldly embracing the future. We must consolidate our gains in peace and security, deepen economic and political integration, and foster inclusive growth that benefits every citizen of this sub-region. Your Excellencies, as chair of Ghana's ECOWAS at 50 Planning Committee, kindly permit me to express boundless gratitude to all colleagues and partners who worked tirelessly to make this event a success. I should highlight the impressive sacrifices of the Ghanaian private sector, particularly media organizations who rendered services gratis. Your full sponsorship of this launch is a loud affirmation of your continuous belief in the ECOWAS vision. I will be remiss if I do not acknowledge the ECOWAS Planning Committee, led by ECOWAS Commission. We remain indebted to the team, and certainly indebted to the Deputy Chief of Staff, the Honorable Stan Dogbe, and his very industrious team of event planners. Your Excellency, for those who might be wondering how this grand launch fits into President Mohammed's exemplary leadership of austerity, may I place on record that funding for the ECOWAS at 50 launch has been a shared responsibility. Financing this launch and the two-day Extraordinary Council of Ministers meeting scheduled to take place right after the launch has been almost entirely paid for by ECOWAS member states. The Ghanaian taxpayer, therefore, has not been saddled with the entire cost of this event. Your Excellencies, we invite all member states, institutions, partners, and the people of West Africa to participate actively, to share our common stories, to chart together the path towards a stronger, more resilient, more united ECOWAS, and to keep the ECOWAS and African unity dream alive. As Osajefo Kwame Nkrumah reminds us, if we in Africa can achieve the example of a continent knit together in common policy and common purpose, we shall have made the finest possible contribution to that peace for which all men and women thirst today, and which will lift once and forever the deepening shadow of global destruction from mankind. Once again, Your Excellencies, on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the government and chiefs and people of the Republic of Ghana, I extend warmest welcome to all of you, our distinguished guests. May our deliberations and celebrations in the coming months inspire renewed hope, solidarity, and ambition for West Africa and the entire African continent. As we say in Ghana, Akwaba, Wezo, welcome. I thank you very much.
Mesdames et Messieurs, veuillez accueillir Son Excellence Dr Omar Aliou Touré, président de la commission de la CEDEAO, pour son discours officiel. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, for his official address, Dr Omar Aliou Touré.
Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President and Head of State of the Republic of Ghana, Excellency President Joseph Boakai, President and Head of State of Liberia, Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, former President of the Republic of Ghana, His Royal Highness the Gamanche and other traditional leaders of Ghana, Excellency the Prime Minister of the Republic of Togo, Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Your Excellency Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tuga, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Council, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana, members of Ghana State Council, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, members of the ECOWAS Council, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and members of the Ghana Parliament, the Vice President of the ECOWAS Commission, heads of ECOWAS institutions, and Honorable Commissioners, the representative of the President of UEMOA, and of the President of IBID, Director General of WAMA, on counter-terrorism, Ambassador Baba Kamara, representatives of ECOWAS, staff of ECOWAS institutions, staff of ECOWAS institutions, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to address you in this historic city of Accra as we gather to launch the ECOWAS Golden Jubilee commemoration. On behalf of the management and staff of ECOWAS institutions, I would like to thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President and Head of State of the Republic of Ghana, the government and the people of Ghana for hosting this historic event. No doubt, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah would have been proud to see Ghana and Ghanaians hosting the launch of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS, a pillar of the African unity that Dr. Nkrumah worked for, lived for, and died for. I salute their excellencies, presidents, heads of state, the traditional leaders, vice presidents and prime ministers, as well as the honorable ministers and ambassadors who have taken time from their busy schedule to join us here today. We thank you for your commitment to the integration and the prosperity of our people. I would like to pay special tribute to His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, former President of Ghana, for his leadership not only of Ghana, but also of ECOWAS during very trying times. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this event is the beginning of a string of activities that will take place in each member state of ECOWAS as a way of giving concrete expression to the ideal of ECOWAS of the people. In marking the 50th anniversary, our objective is to celebrate, reflect, and recalibrate our community. In the current context, many would be forgiven for asking if there is anything about ECOWAS that should be celebrated. Our response to such cynicism is an emphatic yes, and I have my reasons. First, ECOWAS is the most integrated community in Africa. In a recent interview, Alhaji Aliko Dangote lamented that he required visa for over 30 African countries. If an entrepreneur of Dangote's caliber can go through such hassles, can you imagine what ordinary people go through to travel within the continent? Thank God, no ECOWAS member state is among the countries that require Mr. Dangote to have a visa. This is because ECOWAS has adopted a free movement protocol that gives each ECOWAS citizen the right to visa-free movement, the right to residence, and the right to establishment across the region. These freedoms make the ECOWAS community the most integrated regional economic community on the continent. This, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, is a good reason to celebrate. Two, ECOWAS has an effective trade liberalization scheme. The ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme is ECOWAS's preferential trade arrangement. Since the inception of the trade liberalization scheme, more than 15,000 companies have been registered under the scheme and benefit from the preferential treatment within ECOWAS for more than 50,000 products. The Interconnected System for the Management of Goods in Transit, SIGMAT, has been launched to connect national customs offices in the ECOWAS region to facilitate the regional transit trade and increase the pace and ease of international trade. The system is now fully operational in 7 countries. These two, Excellency, together with the common external tariff, is a good reason to celebrate. 3, ECOWAS has a promising regional energy and infrastructure programs. The community has developed a 25-year master plan which comprises 201 regional projects covering all member states. These have been estimated to cost about $131 billion. The 4 key sectors covered are transport, energy, telecommunication, and water resources. Within this context, Excellencies, key infrastructure projects have been launched. These include the Lagos-Abidjan Corridor Highway, as well as the Abidjan-Praia Corridor Highway, and several secondary corridors and joint border posts. The 1,028-kilometer Lagos-Abidjan Corridor Highway is one of the largest economic corridors on the continent. About $42 million has been successfully mobilized to finance the technical preparatory studies of the project. The feasibility and preliminary design studies, which have been completed, show a significant investment cost of nearly $15 billion, with an average economic rate of return of 15%. The corridor, the Abidjan-Lagos Corridor, Excellencies, is now ready for investors. In the same vein, preparations are underway for the development of the Abidjan-Praia Corridor that will consist of a maritime and shipping line from Praia in Cape Verde to Dakar in Senegal, and a 6-lane highway from Dakar in Senegal to Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, going through Banjul, Bissau, Freetown, and Monrovia. The technical and preparatory studies for this project have commenced and are expected to be completed shortly. In addition to these major corridors, other corridors include the Nigeria-Cameroon Highway and Transport Facilitation Program, the Mano River Multinational Highway and Transport Facilitation Project. All these initiatives are a source of hope, and so are the joint border posts that seek to limit the duplication of procedures and paperwork at border crossings. In the energy sector, ECOWAS and international partners have embarked upon several generation and interconnection projects within the region. These include electrification projects in the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and Mali through the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Access Project, ECOREAP. Similarly, electricity interconnection has been established with all 14 continental countries of the region. It is hoped that the completion of the Information and Coordination Center of the West African Power Pool will enable member states to buy and sell electricity within the region. In this regard, the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Sector Regulatory Authority, ERIRA, has been established here in Ghana with a mandate to regulate cross-border electricity exchange among ECOWAS member states. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, these efforts are being complemented by the Regional Off-Grid Electricity Access Project, launched by the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, ECRE. The project, that has an estimated cost of $340 million, seeks to facilitate access to off-grid electricity for households, businesses, and public institutions. Excellencies, ECOWAS has solid socio-economic development programs. I can go on to cite several such programs, such as the regional initiative, such as the West African Regional Digital Integration, regional regulatory frameworks on roaming, ECOWAS competition and investment regimes, ECOWAS intervention through WAHO, the West African Health Organization, on Ebola, on COVID, on Mpox, as well as the initiatives in the area of education, including vocational education. We can also cite the regional food reserves and humanitarian initiatives, the ECOWAS Rise Offensive and climate smart agricultural projects. All these programs and initiatives give us hope, and therefore constitute a reason to celebrate. But Excellencies, nothing is worth celebrating more than ECOWAS's role in peace and security in the region. Here, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau come to mind. It was the valiant ECOWAS peacekeepers and several rounds of peace talks that brought peace to Liberia, Sierra Leone and Cote d'Ivoire. And it was ECOWAS that ensured that the will of the people of the Gambia prevailed in 2016. These are accomplishments worth celebrating, and so are efforts geared towards the fight against organized crime, including piracy. The establishment of the maritime security zones in the region and the strong partnerships built around maritime security have contributed to the decline in the incidences of piracy in our region, with 0 piracy incident recorded in 2024. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the celebrations of ECOWAS' 50th anniversary must go hand in hand with reflections with a view to recalibration. One area that requires reflection is the low level of intra-community trade. Despite being a customs union, intra-community trade within ECOWAS stands at 12%. This is considerably low compared to the European Union and ASEAN countries. To resolve this, we must continue to address the infrastructure and energy deficit as well as non-tariff barriers. But most significantly, we must address supply-side constraints by raising productivity in our communities and in our economies. To raise productivity, we must be able to attract investment both from within and from outside the region. Our market of 400 million people is a potential magnet to investors. This, once again, underlines the importance of regional integration, as few meaningful investors are attracted by the small size of our individual domestic markets. We must also invest in peace and security. The terrorist menace that constitute a key driver of insecurity in the region knows no borders. This makes security collaboration within the region imperative. In this regard, I would like to salute efforts being deployed by His Excellency President Mahama, President Faure Gnassingbe, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, and indeed the chair of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, aimed at bringing about reconciliation and fostering collaboration between ECOWAS and the countries that belong to the Alliance for Sahelian State. Despite the challenges, I remain optimistic that we will collectively preserve and build on the gains of regional integration for our people who are united by blood. Long live ECOWAS, long live West Africa, long live Africa. Thank you for
Ladies and gentlemen, we just heard from Dr. Omar Alieu Touré, President of the Commission of ECOWAS, or ECOWAS Commission. And before that, we also heard from the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate 50 years, we are celebrating the past. But I also would like to doff my hat to the organizing committee for more or less anticipating a wonderful, vibrant, and ambitious future for the continent of Africa by inviting some young men and women into our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, I humbly ask you to give a round of applause to the representatives of our educational system here. West Africa Senior High School, you're very welcome. Accra Girls Senior High School, you're very welcome. St. Mary's Senior High School, you're very welcome. And the ever popular Presec High School, you are welcome. Please, another round of applause for the future of Africa. I can see some of you who went to those schools are smiling. Thank you so much for joining us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency Bianca Ojukwu, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Nigeria, here representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, will now read a statement on his behalf in his capacity as Chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. Mesdames et messieurs, je voudrais inviter sur scène Son Excellence Bianca Ojukwu, représentante du Président Bola Tinubu de Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome her.
Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and our dear host, heads of state and government here present, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, members of ECOWAS Council of Ministers, honorable ministers and other senior government officials of the Republic of Ghana, commissioners and heads of ECOWAS institutions, representatives of regional and international organizations, members of the diplomatic corps, traditional rulers here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. These are the remarks by His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, at this official launch of the ECOWAS Golden Jubilee in Accra, Ghana. I quote, "With a profound sense of fraternity and solidarity, I stand before you today in the beautiful city of Accra to celebrate the official launch of the ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States Golden Jubilee. ECOWAS was a bold vision created by our founding fathers on May 28, 1975. We have seen that vision crystallize. Hence, we celebrate 5 decades of progress, unity, and resilience, and rekindle the flame of solidarity that has guided our region through triumphs and trials. My heartfelt congratulations go to my dear brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, whose visionary leadership, unwavering dedication, and steadfast commitment to regional integration and development ideals have been a source of inspiration and strength. Under your stewardship, Your Excellency, Ghana remains a beacon of democratic governance, economic progress, and regional solidarity. Your efforts in championing the upliftment of our dear region through diplomacy, collaboration, and tireless transformative policies deserve our most profound appreciation and admiration. Similarly, I commend the tireless efforts and unwavering dedication of the ECOWAS Commission staff. Their professionalism, commitment, and collaborative spirit have been instrumental in making this day a resounding success. 5 decades ago, our founding fathers from 15 nations envisioned regional economic integration, cooperation, and shared prosperity. From the ashes of colonialism and the turbulence of post-independence struggles, they forged ECOWAS, a beacon of hope for our people. Their dream was not merely to dissolve borders, but to build bridges of trade, cultural exchange, and mutual progress. From the original Treaty of Lagos in 1975 to this momentous gathering here in Accra, ECOWAS has remained a pillar of integration and a beacon of hope for over 400 million citizens across our region. Remarkably, our journey over the past 5 decades has not been without challenges. We have faced political instability, economic hardship, infrastructural deficits, and security threats, but we remain undaunted. We shall not relent in our commitment to a united, peaceful, purposeful, and prosperous West Africa. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, today we celebrate numerous remarkable achievements that distinguish ECOWAS as the most successful regional economic community on the African continent. We have established one of Africa's most vibrant free trade areas in 5 decades, fostering intra-regional commerce and lifting millions from poverty. We have championed peace through ECOMOG's valiant efforts, mediating conflicts in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia. We have introduced the ECOWAS passport, symbolizing our commitment to free movement. We have also advanced democratic norms, standing firm against tyranny and supporting transitions to constitutional governance. However, the journey towards a truly united and prosperous region is far from over. We must confront the hard truths of our present reality. Despite our shared vision, too many of our citizens still live in poverty. Too many of our children lack access to quality education. And too many of our youth remain unemployed, disillusioned, or forced to seek opportunities abroad. Our region continues to grapple with new and evolving threats: violent extremism, climate change, and food insecurity. The wave of unconstitutional changes in our region seriously threatens the democratic gains we have painstakingly built. As the current chair of ECOWAS, I reaffirm Nigeria's unwavering commitment to the fundamental principles that bind us: democracy, the rule of law, good governance, and regional solidarity. These are not just ideals, they are the foundations for peace, development, and the dignity of our people. In this new chapter, we must reimagine ECOWAS as not just a community of states, but a community of people. We must place our young, dynamic, creative, and resilient people at the center of our agenda. We must invest in education, innovation, and skills development to unleash the full potential of Africa's future. We must seek to expand the frontiers of democracy, and we must limit the forays of unconstitutional rule into the democratic space. We must always seek peace towards achieving the collaborations needed for development. We must also deepen our economic cooperation, support intra-regional trade, and ensure that the African continental free trade area becomes a vehicle for genuine transformation. A prosperous West Africa is good for Africa and the world. In deepening our integration, we must accelerate the realization of a single currency and strengthen infrastructure corridors to connect markets and minds. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let us use this Jubilee as a moment of renewal. Let us rededicate ourselves to the spirit of Pan-Africanism that inspired our founders. Let us build an ECOWAS that is more resilient, more inclusive, and more responsive to the needs of our people. This moment calls for a renewed commitment to fostering unity and solidarity among member states. It is a time to strengthen the bonds that tie us together through shared values, collective responsibility, and a common vision for a prosperous region. In hopes of reconciliation and reintegration, we must remain open and willing to engage in sustained, constructive dialogue with our estranged brothers, those member states currently outside our fold. At the same time, there is an urgent need to implement bold, comprehensive reforms that will enhance our institutions' effectiveness, relevance, and credibility to meet the challenges of today and the future. By embracing these imperatives, the organization can better respond to its people's evolving needs and advance sustainable development, stability, and prosperity across the region. In conclusion, let me remind you of a Nigerian proverb that says, "A tree does not stand alone in the forest." Our strength lies in our unity. As a proud member, Nigeria pledges to collaborate with every nation, large or small, to build an ECOWAS that is resilient to confront the challenges of our time. May the next 50 years be etched in history as an era when West Africa rose, united, prosperous, and unstoppable. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Bianca Ojukwu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we launch the 50th anniversary of our ECOWAS community, we must hasten to remind ourselves that the peoples of these lands have a history that goes far beyond the 50 years. Now, our Honorable Foreign Minister, in the spirit of cultural diplomacy, is pleased to present to you a special highlight performance of our launch, featuring the Ansah World, which is taking Africa's rich historical stories global through epic productions in a project endorsed by UNESCO. Now, ladies and gentlemen, their debut theatrical epic, Mansa Musa and the Trail of Lost Gold, has been touring the world to critical acclaim. Proudly created by Ghanaian poet and playwright Chief Moman, and performed by What You Can See Now, known as Bamboo Heritage Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with honor, gratitude, joy, pride, a lot of color, and proud ECOWASism, as they may call it, that I present to you the Ansah World in a special act titled Reclaiming Our Destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ECOWAS at 50.
We are time before memory, memory beyond time. We harvest tears from laughter's eyes, how we even sow some joy in sorrow's deepest soul. We are dancer and the dance. In the space between the drums in us, you will feel unfold the endless saga of ancestral time. We are dancer and the dance. There is a journey we all must make into our past in order to come to terms with our future.
strengthen our ECOWAS community. We must look beyond our boundaries and come together in our ancestral bond. Today we shall invoke the memory of our ancestors. We invoke the memory of Dinga Sise of the Ghana Empire. The memory of the Marijata, the Lion King who defeated Sususumanguru and forged a great Mali nation. He went on the Hajj from Mali to Mecca with the greatest caravan of about 60,000.
Golden glory of the mighty God. We shine above the world. With a golden caravan. Great kings and royals. With a royal procession.
Muhammad, who's conquered Songhai and forged Songhai.
partager les mots. Ils sont partager les mots. Elles sont partagées Africa sans nous consulter. Elles s'étaient que nous allons décennies. Une patrie chez la primandaire se trouva chez les Wallaf. Une partie de la aussi se trouva dans le Ghana. Une patrie chez la Prisoussou se trouva dans la primandaire. Patrie chez la primandaire se trouva sur le dossier. Elles sont partagées, maman, 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 Africa, Africa. Ils ont partagé les mots, puis un des méthodes, puis un des méthodes, puis un des méthodes. Ils ont partagé les mots, puis un des méthodes, puis un des méthodes, puis un des méthodes. Today,
Today, we explore our shared history to build our community, and we ask ourselves the question, what do you tell the people who cradled humanity's birth and civilization, who reigned and triumphed but are now crouching in despair? What do you tell the people whose voices echoed hope across the world, but now have lost those voices, muffling in silent despair? What do you tell the people who once stood tall in pride, confident in self, invincible in will, but now crouching in the wilderness of despair? You tell them to remember who they were, what they lost, how they lost. You tell them to reclaim their lost glory. The clues are written in ancient hieroglyphics. They must find the Piperite floating in the Nile and the Euphrates. They must journey to the mystic cities of Kush, Kemet, and Askum, through the ivory cities of Mogadishu, Mombasa, Zanzibar, through the stone walls of great Zimbabwe. They must journey through the golden empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. They must find the sacred scrolls buried in the libraries of Timbuktu. You must inspire in them a will to reclaim their destiny. Wakati umefika. Rise, children of the land, rise. You who have given so much of yourselves to the world, you who have had so much of yourself snatched by the world, but yet you who still have so much of you that still remains. Rise, children of the land, rise to reclaim your glory. And what do we tell the leaders? Don't fail. President Mahama, don't fail. President Buaki, don't fail. To every single African leader here, don't fail. To every single West African leader across our community, don't fail. Because the youth are hungry for inspiration. They do not want to continue to travel across the impossible Sahara in search of the greener pastures beyond the Mediterranean. They want to make it right here in their own motherlands. And so, from every single youth across every single country of West Africa, our message today is simple. To all of us, leaders and people, chiefs and politicians, bankers and artists and doctors and artisans, all of us in West Africa, don't fail. Ladies and gentlemen, just as how these West African lands sprouted some of the greatest empires of the ancient world, we believe that from West Africa could come and will come some of the greatest nations of our modern world if we all come together to work for our inspiration. This has been a Ansah World experience.
Ghana, Mali, Songhai, these are empires of old, of glories to be told, and lessons to behold. Time has come to be bold, time to find the lost gold. Food for the mind and soul. Food for the mind and soul. Food for the mind and soul. Up, 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 let's go. New caravan of the future. Up, let's go. What was lost must be found. Up, let's go. What was broken must be mended. Up, let's go. And what wasn't must be. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Mansa, Mansa, Musa. 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 Sundi Ataketa. Mansa, Musa. Mansa. Mansa, Musa. Mansa, Musa. Mansa. Sumandu. Ilelelelelele, ilela. Ilele, ilelelelele, ilela. Leila. Ile, Leila. Ile, Leila. Leila.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the Ansah World. The Ansah World. Beautifully and aptly called Reclaiming Our Destiny. ECOWAS at 50. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you would like to see more of the Ansah world, you may take a glimpse at it in any of the major cities around the world. As I mentioned before, it has been traveling the world to critical acclaim. The color, the beauty, the merger of the cultures across West Africa, and indeed, ultimately, across Africa is to be applauded. One more time. Chief Mormon and the Ansah world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we go to the next part of our program today, I would like to highlight that kindly after this gathering, we humbly ask you all to remain seated while His Excellency and of course the VVIP party take leave of us. So at the time when we are done with our unveil, please, ladies and gentlemen, with humility and respect, I kindly ask you to remain seated while they exit the building. And now, it is my distinct honor to invite to the podium the host of our gathering today. At the helm of this beautiful country we call the Republic of Ghana, inviting you all to this cosmopolitan city of Accra. Ladies and gentlemen, with humility, respect, I ask you to be upstanding while I invite to his podium His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Gambia, revered former President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, representative of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Her Excellency the Prime Minister of Togo, the Honorable Minority Leader representing the Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, our traditional authorities, our Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and let me stand on established protocol. It is with great pride and honor that I welcome you all to Accra for the launch of the 50th anniversary celebration of the Economic Community of West African States. Today is not just a celebration, it is a solemn moment of reflection on our collective journey and an invitation to renew our commitment to the principles that have bound us together for half a century in unity, peace, regional integration, and above all, diplomacy as our guiding compass. Your Excellency, ECOWAS was born out of a spirit of bold diplomatic engagement in 1975. Our founding fathers, faced with fragmented economies and fragile political landscapes, chose the path of cooperation over competition and rivalry. Their vision was clear. It was one to pursue our development not as isolated nations, but as a united community. Since then, ECOWAS has grown to become a key diplomatic and political force in Africa. Through consistent engagement, dialogue, and mediation, our community has earned a reputation as a trusted arbiter in conflict prevention and resolution. Whether it has been in restoring peace in Liberia and Sierra Leone, in guiding the Gambia through a difficult political transition, or preventing electoral crisis in Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, ECOWAS has proven that African solutions through African diplomacy can and do work. We must not take this legacy lightly. It is one we must protect. It is one we must deepen and refine in the face of new and emerging challenges. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today our region is faced with a complex array of threats: violent extremism, growing insecurity in the Sahel, political instability, economic disparities, and climate vulnerabilities. In moments like these, diplomacy and solidarity must remain our first and strongest line of defense. The recent decision by Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to withdraw from ECOWAS is a regrettable development. Yet, even in this, continuous engagement must remain our lodestar. We must respond not with isolation or recrimination, but with understanding, dialogue, and a willingness to listen and to engage. Since assuming office as president, I've prioritized diplomatic re-engagement with our Sahelian neighbors. Ghana has appointed a special envoy to initiate high-level conversations with the Alliance of Sahel States. I've personally led missions to foster trust, rebuild communication channels, and affirm our shared aspirations. These efforts reflect our belief that we have a shared destiny as a sub-region, and that unity, however difficult, remains the best path to shared prosperity and regional stability. Ghana stands ready to serve as the bridge to help reknit the fabric of West African unity. We believe that through sustained dialogue, patient diplomacy, and principled negotiation, we can restore cohesion and rebuild trust in our community. This period, ladies and gentlemen, calls for even greater solidarity and understanding for the difficult challenges that confront our brothers in the Sahelian states. Diplomacy is not only about resolving disputes, it's about creating the conditions for peace, for inclusion and progress. It is about fostering mutual respect and advancing our common interests. In this regard, our commitment to integration through diplomacy must extend to economic, social, and cultural dimensions, whether we are harmonizing trade negotiations, whether we are facilitating free movement of our people, or championing education and health cooperation. Our diplomatic instruments must always work in the service of our people. We must empower ECOWAS institutions to act swiftly, credibly, and transparently. Our citizens must feel that ECOWAS is not some distant bureaucracy, but a living community that understands their struggles and champions their hopes. And let us never forget the power of soft diplomacy. Our shared languages, our music, our literature, and youth culture, these are powerful tools that bind us together more deeply than any treaty can. And I wish to commend the young people who gave that wonderful performance here. Distinguished guests, let this 50th anniversary be a turning point for diplomacy in West Africa. Let us invest more in early warning systems, mediation capacities, and youth and women as peace builders. Let us position our sub-region ECOWAS not only as a political and economic bloc, but as a diplomatic anchor for the continent, a model of integration, dialogue, and peaceful coexistence. To mark this moment and strengthen regional bonds, Ghana is offering 1,000 scholarships to tertiary students from across the ECOWAS sub-region to study in our universities. This is not just a gesture, it is an act of solidarity. It is a bridge to a future where our young people will grow up seeing each other not as foreigners, but as partners. Excellencies, as we look to the next 50 years, let unity and solidarity lead us. Let that be our guide on how we respond to insecurity, how we manage our diversity, and how we build our prosperity together. ECOWAS must remain a forum for listening. It must be a space for healing, a home for visionary African-led solidarity and diplomacy. Ghana reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the ECOWAS vision and to the values of dialogue, peace, and partnership that sustain it. Long live ECOWAS, long live West African solidarity, and I thank you for your kind attention. May I now invite the President of Liberia, the Prime Minister of Togo, the Vice President of Gambia, special envoys of heads of state, representatives of heads of state present, the former President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the ECOWAS Commission President to join us in the unveiling of the logo for the ECOWAS 50th anniversary celebration. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And as our VIPs are getting on stage, may I now please invite Her Excellency Mrs. Damtien Chimpija, who will describe the 50th anniversary logo and the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the Vice President of the ECOWAS Commission, Damtien Chimpija.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on existing protocols in order to address you today. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity in order to thank the young women and men who have just presented us with a beautiful performance, a performance that represents us as community citizens. I am truly honored today to briefly present to you the logo of the ECOWAS at 50 and the theme of our Golden Jubilee. The radiating lines emanating from the central emblem evokes a sense of celebration, achievement, and the widespread impact of ECOWAS across the region. They represent rays of progress, unity, spreading outwards, or simply celebratory bursts. The use of gold or warm yellow color often symbolizes a golden anniversary, an achievement, and a prestige. It adds a celebratory and festive feel. The circle itself represents unity, completeness, and the continuous nature of growth within the ECOWAS bloc. The ECOWAS at 50 logo is designed to show not only achievements, but continuity and forward momentum within our community. The logo blends the existing ECOWAS identity with celebratory elements to mark the significant 50-year milestone, our Golden Jubilee. The theme of the celebration is Stronger Together for a Brighter Future. The theme highlights the power of unity, regional cooperation, and shared commitment among ECOWAS member states as the foundation for building a prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable future for the people of West Africa. It also reflects the belief that working together allows the region to face challenges more effectively and achieve greater progress than any country could do on its own. The theme is both a reminder that regional unity is not just a political ideal, it is a practical necessity for building a peaceful, prosperous, and inclusive West Africa. The 50th anniversary is not just a slogan, it is a vision, a promise, a commitment. It reminds us that despite our linguistic, cultural, and historical differences, West African countries continue to share a common identity. And as long as we stand together in unity and solidarity, we will be able to shape a brighter future for present and future generations to come. I thank you for your kind attention. Muito obrigado. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. The 50th anniversary in all its glory. Applause for ECOWAS at 50. And now, I would like to ask our heads of state and our special guests to remain on stage while I invite the ministers here present who are representing their various presidents. Please join us on stage for our family photo. All the ministers here duly representing their presidents, the presidents of the member states, please join us on stage as we take our family photo. Photographers, please. Please join them. Please join them. Sorry. Security. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause as we're celebrating ECOWAS at 50. Looking forward to a series of events that will take us from now to the next year. As His Excellency the President and his guests take center stage, another round of applause as we have unveiled ECOWAS at 50. This is a momentous occasion for us together, and it is a great moment to be part of ECOWAS, a great moment to be African, and indeed, to be here at 50 is to plan for 50 more. Another round of applause while His Excellency and our guests take their seats. Thank you very much to our media fraternity, our media friends. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, please take your seats. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kindly take your seats. Our media men, please give way for our special guests to reclaim their seats. To close off our program this afternoon, I would like to now call on the Ghana Dance Ensemble to wrap up the joyous occasion, which is the 50th anniversary launch of the ECOWAS Commission. Ghana Dance Ensemble.
go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, 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 go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, 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 go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, 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 go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo.
Thank you so much, Ghana Dance Ensemble. Thank you.
Go ya yango. Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango.
Another round of applause
Go ya yango.
for Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Go ya ya go yo, go ya yango. 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 Oh yeah, go ya yango.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh yeah, go ya yango. Go ya ya go yo, 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 go ya yango.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the launch of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS Commission. The end of the launch, but the beginning of a series of events that I pray we will hold with pride close to our hearts. And now, if I may kindly ask that you be upstanding while we take in the anthem of ECOWAS, which will be followed by a supreme performance by Ghana's beautiful velvet-voiced Adina Tembi. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, if we could be upstanding for the anthem of ECOWAS performed by the Ghana Armed Forces.
abaimu shirt na shemi abaimu shirt na shemi ana mabaju se ne abaimu abaju se ba MPP for also what ayi power so se fa ka abaju se ye fo ana yi so ye fe pa godon sorry mediako ne ho ye fe ba na me hia na ache me nim se ni current status ana yi so ye fe pa ayi berapsi ya damfi enipa no oya Peter ni di food na mpe Peter Nkama ne ho ye fe pa se me nya hu ni status wa owo na ayi your friends say o ma hire de se onko gabi obio so won na man DC fo efie this one o frigidos de brefie no ko we fie o frigidos o ko sa na so bo bebre o hwe bebre bobofo bebre ya etias ya go obi afie o we ya tamusa tola ya tamusa tola na no gabi busare say ada no aja mi fie aba no se me ba be dey on your friend all round Bob master 6 Bob forward boss center Bob back you get what I mean so hey eya ma cream kura no aye na me desra na nse me ho aye fe emu bia nu aye wasem emu bia nu aye mo asem na nse me ho aye fe eye obi asem eya ma kura enu ana me tebo you be asem come asem so new fight a basso George Kwatin MPP Syria Kwala no versus Abua Papo and mun share their Abua Papo kokan ya e the trouble number we may exercise with just 4 minutes then I'm done maybe I will deal with the diamond mines gold issues Ansah ma bakoke no eso na ya be ye hu adwuma awu se enya se bia ekroma na obi ani bibia aka ho enya se ndi sifo ni bibia aka na se ndi sifo ntimi nkasa ho enya se omo ntimi nkasa it's never true but me so yer ntamna me konko ye madwuma quick one enya se NDC fo ntimi nkasa cocaine ya beka cocaine wasem kroma drug addicts ya beka drug addicts ya wasem ewo kroma ya beka drug addicts ya wasem ewo Ghana ha okay so this is also bempa MPP reorganization reject Dr. Okay, so MPP reorganization reject Dr. Bobie as the party's flag bearer for 2028. He is not the man of the people. Abua Papo, MPP Deputy National Communications Director, right? And they say, Amudina Chinyana, no man who say Nkoye. Anyway, mami kwa damai ayinimra. Yeah, mami kwa damai you know. Ghana for NTM almost started propaganda bi. And what is the issue about that propaganda? The issue ni nyina say there is this mining site, Damai mining site, our western region. Goldfields are here Juma was since 1999. A lease. Almost time I saw. Almost almost pay a year renewal. Na renewal no almost penno. Government anye ama almost 18th of this month. Almost time I saw. 18th of this month. Yes, sir. one no reverse back to your friend say aban almost say almost NTB da ewo ewiase omonte sa asem ni bi da mamne ora Isaac Tando deputy CEO Minerals Commission ending komo embra uncle akawa
ye ni akwame na te say
nyame adom boko mpacho me Kwabena
hey and me name seko me so de Kwabena
okay ene ayiko so etrim kwa
ene adwuma ne yebetimi abo
yebetimi abo
ni tidas minia
ami
mame fa kwanye so entia wetiefo
omo nyina age wo so ofa Kwabena na yedim komo Damai mining site, what is the issue? Yate a young community brief from different quarters. Whether say Abambema a year renewal and answer Mumma. What is the issue with Daman site? A dear some potting.
Okay, Minia Medase, and a queen meeting your church and say more ama Ghana for so TV. Not backtrack a crap. Somewhere last year, Gophers in Penny for approach Minerals Commission, government, the regulatory body for government, you know. At you would say some say Omujaida my move. Am I a no objection letter say any local contractor be a person in the Juma and then can a back.
A Gophers for Nana a contactee are buying.
Yes, Gophers for now the bar by hope.
So me pacho say we interview I bet me provide here or more a request letter maybe.
Yes, with the copies of the no rejection letter, the more excessive or any local business, it in common and take you over name our copy.
Okay, all right, patch to us.
And see, I'm over cast ourselves no. And the 2 million more no rejection letter. And November 25th, I think if my memory serves me right, they also put out an article. Say, mine now almost toward Canada no, so motor farmer in India. Obube pese obube jai mines in Kitwebia, Peru and Ghana, which included Ghana. Anna, Omo annual integrated reporter, Omo publishing for 2024 no. They didn't declare any reserve for that man. Enti yankasa na kakra se omo sen twa omo se omo police renewal. But the woman is least no, for 30 years. It started with Rangers. Until Rangers a few years and almost mine and my go first. So the mine has been in existence for more than 30 years. It is new and say, oh, yen to me and corner as business as usual. It is a more better proposition there. Among famra, I be Ghana for among famra. It's when you have a question, no. Now, Oman Tian for the answer and for. And I yes, say, ye broom pen so be a you will dear, or Cosada Mamma and Hona, expect it all about pet Francois. I see. What could be a Ghanaian? It is a Ghana resources. Near the amount 30 years. Na 30 years no crane the mount. You find my own work there. You my development agreement. A utwana utiano so. A mount concessions we bring one yama or they ba a bit of fuel, other consumables. That is a successful trainer you give because of the development agreement. It is about you winning the amount 30 years. Now, Brasso, now, yes, oh, dear, do it, yeah, I have to so much. Mean, different to Kwabena or Anaminia.
Yeah, Matthias.
This is the time, yes, I say you're resetting your man. This is the time, as I say, you timid and you may be demand buying, near so fast. Oh, last year alone, Sample we make you over 600 million between Takwa and Daman.
Last year,
yes.
I see.
Last year alone. It's the idea, you do preparation will be a first say, as I said, Ghana for to me now your minds in a home fast work.
But so can say drum pepper so Ghana for your minds in a home fast work. Does it mean say all these years your gold fields a year Juma Ewo Daman fails no Ghana and Yasom fast one? Is that what you want to tell us?
Oh, yeah, so fast but we think we deserve better. The people of Ghana deserve better.
When you say we deserve better, meaning what?
I mean, apart from income tax or mutua, any year free stick interest I owe 10%. Go for scooter 90. So 90, no. I mean, how can it needs to change. You got this that type of agreement here, in February tribunal. Things need to change.
Okay,
now, the case yourself, I mean, I'm part of the case yourself, former Supreme Court judge, Yama Mr. Kufu.
Yeah.
Who said, and says, we need to review all these agreements because they are not agreements that is favoring the country.
Okay, so other than our first option, say, oh, okay. Go first, my Juma or watch. Ye perceive a review a year and Yama Bakum be a Jidi say, and Mrekonanim, and ain't me ma sa agreement and yes static. Inti Momra, ye mamma option, but these are the new agreements. I didn't know more that first offer.
Oh, you can't say more any better proposition, the Omani Mineral Commission, let nothing in Casa.
But
he said they were running around writing letters to say, they have the right. Who said the mechanics? They have the right to extension. Instead of, they are more this is the new proposition, they brought buying a Ghana for near there. Instead, almost they have the right for that extension. If you know the letters no more church. I mean, we deserve better. We need to get something for the country and the people.
Yes, as much as
that is silver. I'm fan saying
meaning no be a dim command of radio so when they were talking about legal issues, go fields going to court, more anticipate BB sir. And also more threatening to go to court. What are the issues?
I know the Casa no be mono, Bibisa PA. But medical car, me Casa medical trail say the ocean regime of mining licenses now. What started from reconnaissance, now about prospecting. Now you do baby, now we say baby who declare reservoir and other mining license. No the reservoir. Your mining license the other. And I think people are twisting the conversation. So this is not expropriation. It's not like Nipano War 20 years mining lease and also Uncle Crew. One money 30 years. 30 years. Obuano DA, Obuano stability agreement, Obuano money you do 100 for 30 years. Me lease in Aso. That quarters radio, I don't think is neither here nor there. A different, so there may no agreement for 30 years and also inquiry. That is not the case. That is so we have a high old dying. Now what's not dining one and a brush on or to dining now, Buano, supporting and say, no overturn will feel the move. No, all of a sudden, no agreement, they will not know where the catcher say, a yamit, a chef as a sort of mammoth not dynamo to us. I don't think it makes any logic. If the lawyers are looking into those things, but if you ask me, they don't have any case.
But more lawyers know any idea about the previous agreement between Goldfields and Ghana by say after the lease, they have right to a year extension. Did you have any idea?
I mean, there are some provisions. I mean, abandon bit me a consider waka say be a said you may know any senior boy and there are some provisions, but when I make an agreement a year and 30 years cannot be business as usual.
Yes, but then again, no matter how long the years, it doesn't also annul any provisions what agreement anymore, right?
Oh yes, but agreement is also
legal agreement, a legal agreement, even when it's 50 years, 60 years.
Not in perpetuity.
Okay.
Yeah, legal agreement, yes, but it's also not in perpetuity. Say, Afibona, Vetnaha, Wabra, we've made provisions to try and grow local people to be able to do what they are doing.
So,
when I make up, if some minds in me, experts or more minds in me, technical services manager, which a lot of Ghanaians can do that job, and a plant, Bako Atafa, and a Bako Daman. Those are the only experts in there. So what are we talking about?
But Mami Muso say Ebia Medioko baby and Yana what they are chemicakra. I don't know. Under the previous administration and others administration, Omo Emma a local companies ni be mining sites where Juma. Hello. Yes. Nami Busa said during the previous administration, I don't know whether more any records are Nanado administration, or local mining companies ni be sites where Juma.
Okay, so we are still looking into them. Previous Sankofa, something happened there. FGR, Bogosu Underground, there was also a termination of a lease. So, but those are separate, different situations that we need to look at, that we can bring that into this context.
No, the entire me Busa San say, one say a young near Dim Como. Oh, yeah, local companies need capacity. Oh, woman say it's uncommon way a coso. Mekai maybe in a hini and como issues are PA. A yana ya say Busa the capacity of our local companies. Tina me Busa say ya broso. Okasi ya broso as
we have companies like BCM, which is local. We have companies like Rockshore. We have companies like Engineers and Planners, who is able to sign over 250 million equipment deal with Caterpillar. Another over 100 million deal with Libre. I mean, what are we talking about? These are gangs that can muscle with any mining contractor on the continent or in the world. So we are there. I mean, in the past, when we started building some of the localization or the local content, near the money local to say ammonia, to say contract mining, contract drilling, was in an attempt to build our local capacity such that we can fly, and we are getting there. Things have to change.
Me pacho mo hwe ni mu se mo de bema in local companies, indigenous company. Na omo ayana. Is that the reason why?
No, at the moment, no. It's the government will run it. The government will have its first state gold mine and produce gold for ourselves. That will sit at the central bank.
Wow.
To help support our city, to help support our foreign forex, and make sure we develop as a country. I mean, we are mining over 2 million ounces from this country annually. What can we show for it? Nothing. So it's about time the narrative has to change.
So which means, and come away no pointed to the fact say Ghana by 1% or did the mine site no air first mining site I able to your gold near. Is that what you want to say?
10-4. Make up 10-4. I say yes. Sorry, in the mining language.
10-4.
You can't read so I usually don't think into usually because maybe also what here also 10-4 until Fatia me say if you man no bad.
10-4. 10-4.
Yes, that is the direction now.
But do you think, sir, a buying a bit to me? Because the entire Mibusas are no.
Oh, you bet me.
You see, of Isaac.
For how many years? I have over 20 years of mining experience. I had oversight responsibility at that mine. We have fantastic people running mines all across the world. We have the people, we have the capacity. Your school of mines, knowledgeable, experienced professors, Minister Krade Bako, our ministry are all advising on some of the our mineral issues. So we are there.
You see, at the end of the day, we want to say after the abaya juma. You said the abaya juma is a koso eokruma. Now after some years here, why so then now we need private investors to come and buy shares, to come and do nankrofobia achafa. Oh, Mijidi.
Yes, and I buy and buy, you know, or you sue where did it? And go back to me, revenge, and go back to me, repair, and go back to me, a whole lot of words, but he chose the word reset. Reset is for a reason, so that a near man and kukoye, a near man, a young mismanagement, a near man, young to me, the battery of Bonnie, the other 2 years near you, money. It is a buy it me employer me free, private sector to come and work for him. I mean, we are there. It's no longer business as usual.
I see. Now, other than Pristia, Sankofa fails, Bogosu fails. Previous administration, the local companies. I don't know when you're interested in going into it.
At the moment, let's deal with what is on our table, and then we will take it from there. We will take it case by case, one after the other,
and
we will make sure every decision we take.
The Friday. Now, Cruciania Bre. Aye. Go first for a contract with Damai. Yeah. I buy so lease a time as so into a fan 20 no. Ibrahim Mahama. Na meno kwame. The entian and say wa no majai kasa no. Ya na NDC for no mentiase. Ya na mentiase. Say you who, say you throw, and they allow MPP to blackmail them with one can say resetting. Tio, the moment the MPP ni be catch us say one can say resetting, which means not on him say adena or you know, to onono say na on him say enye. Yet to chrome her, and I can ofuriata we yarefo we. Answer nasam no. Fetre ye wura memu ye nyina yetia ekwan ya omo fa so mark no furata dwane ye no sei no wan hwe ye no wano pa no aka nkwase asem enti na nsem matra me ba bi din no enti sa ke no furata we kromfo we excuse my language also in government we have the way we communicate. So I beg your pardon, this stupid man. And I said, Minya a Jagraja movement in the Mumsa. Can of Rata foot away? Stupid man from 4 way, and can you quite say and call to me at Babina or Kankwasiasem? And an ere and an emma at one or more did I touch. Can of Foriata Enterprise, insurance company, for the whole Ghana. Government insurances omo fire. Your one people for na come do omo. One more nya 1 cedi. But now